talkSPORT understands Chris Wilder is one of a number of candidates for the vacancy at Leicester. Former Wolves and Bournemouth boss Gary O'Neill also has a number of admirers among them. So he's got the latest on this.
No fee agreed yet. We know that Sporting are holding out for a package worth in excess of €80 million. I think Arsenal are trying to get it done for slightly less than that. He has verbally agreed Gyökeres a 5-year contract, and this is the one signing that Arsenal fans want, isn't it?
This after the confirmed signing of Martin Zubimendi for $60 million from Real Sociedad. Elsewhere in the transfer market, talkSPORT understands Tottenham's bid for Mohamed Kudus includes add-ons, but they only kick in if they win the Premier League or the Champions League. Well, West Ham have told them to come back with a more realistic offer. Meanwhile, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's held talks with Newcastle. For all the latest transfer news, head to the live blog at talksport.com. Now, Wimbledon's apologised to Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova and Sunny Cartle after an embarrassing malfunction of the new electronic line calling system. Wimbledon 2022 finalist Nick Kyrgios told us how he'd react if he was on court.
I think there would have been a couple rackets flying around, that's for sure. It's not good enough, in my opinion.
We're into Manic Monday at Wimbledon today with Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner in action. And you can catch Kyrgios' reactions to today's play this evening on our programme Wimbledon Unfiltered with Nick Kyrgios. That's on our YouTube channel. And it looks like Andy Farrell's getting closer to deciding his Lions test lineup to face Australia. He's made 14 changes to the side who beat the Waratahs rather unconvincingly. Former Lion Ben Kay reckons it's better to get the suboptimal performances out of the way early on.
We're still sort of in that pre-season phase, and I think the Lions will be happier with their preparation, particularly the 2 games before the Waratahs, than probably the Wallabies are with theirs.
Remember, that game against the Brumbies is live exclusively on talkSPORT 2 Wednesday morning.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and look who's opposite me. The paddle players paddle. It's Darren Bent.
It's Darren here, by the way.
Yeah, I
Darren
just
Bent.
said that. You all right, DB?
I don't know.
Oh, we've got a game on, you and I.
I know, Thursday.
We'll talk about that a bit later on. Happy Monday by Jingo. We've got a show for you today. We'll take a look at Chelsea's finances as they prepare for their Club World Cup semi-final. It looks like they need to sell. Would you do business with them? It's been a busy old week for Arsenal as well. The squad's starting to take a little bit of shape, but will that squad include Ethan Nwaneri? England got their Euro campaign off to a losing start, but what did you make of Alicia Ruto's offside? Ridiculous. Is it time to rewrite the offside rule? We'll be talking about that as well. 03717 223344. And Bentley's EFL corner returns today. Birmingham will be signing a player a day for the last week. That is real. Don't adjust your TVs. Are they putting pressure on themselves? All that plus we'll head back to 2018 when England reached their first World Cup semi-final since 1990. And we're discussing Ricky Hatton's return to the ring. What? This is Drive. Busy show. This is talkSPORT. You can get involved by picking up the phone 03717 223344.
We'll have a bit of that.
talkSPORT Drive.
I mean, that was different.
That was a nice little round off, wasn't it? How are you, DB? Happy Monday to you and everyone listening.
How you doing, boss?
I am wonderful.
I was, let's start with you. How was the reunion on the Century that we've heard about for every day for the last months?
And rightly so. I was very lucky. I went to the Principality on Friday night for the first ever gig
Where
of
was it?
Oasis. I just told you. Principality.
Oh, Wales.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you went to Wales.
Yeah, I went to Wales.
Didn't register.
Yeah, I went to Wales. Yeah. 2 hours on the train. Little bottle of rosé. Lovely it was. And I got to the gig. And I stayed in a hotel with my mate Gem and Andy. Of course, they're part of Oasis.
Good to get that out there.
Right.
Didn't it hear
What was, no, the reason I say that is because what was funny is I was in the reception foyer as I arrived, and they were there, and I was having a little chat with them. So I've got 2 members of Oasis either side of me, and the hotel was quite busy with Oasis fans. And I had your Travis Scott mockers on, not yours, mine.
Yeah.
And one guy's like, "Oh, Goldstein," and I was like that, talking to both of them. "Oh, Ben, you know you're wearing them?" And I was like, yeah, I got him. I bought them from him, actually. Didn't get a deal. He conned me.
Yeah, he hasn't gone, yeah.
And I was like, you must know who I'm talking to. You must, because obviously he's there for Oasis.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was them two. I was like, have a photo with them quickly.
So you trying to tell me that you're more famous?
No,
than the
I'm
guys?
trying to say...
That's, I think you're trying to drop
No,
that
I'd
in.
never do that. I'm trying to say if the fella's listening today, he'll be kicking himself.
Yeah.
But
maybe he had already seen them and got a picture.
No, I don't think that's the case.
I'm trying to have them out.
But we went to the gig, and there was loads and loads of members of the public, as you would imagine. But I eventually got a wristband. I was sent to the wrong place to begin with, but eventually got a wristband and went backstage, as you would imagine. Carlton Cole was there. Saw Carlton Cole was hanging out.
Was he in the backstage or was he in the backstage?
No, he was in backstage.
Was he, yeah?
Yeah. Joe Cole was there. I'll be honest, they probably won't remember seeing me, if you know what I mean. They might have had 1 or 2 beers. Doctor Who was there. Is his name Matt Smith?
Was he, yeah?
He loves the show, by the way. He couldn't stop telling me how much he loves our show.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, well, come on, big Blackburn Rovers.
222.
Yeah, I know. Big Blackburn Rovers.
Sorry.
The gig.
Rewind quickly. Carlton Cole.
Yeah.
I've known Carlton for a long time.
Yeah.
The Oasis. I've never known him to be...
free ticket, I think.
Oh, okay.
I imagine so. I actually said, how'd you get your ticket? And it went through no. And I was like, okay. How's that connection?
Yeah.
But the gig was mind-blowing. It was 10 out of 10. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, because usually when a band goes on tour, it's because they've got a new album to promote.
Yeah.
They didn't have an album to promote. It was just every single absolute
The old
banger.
hits.
It was great. There was one amazing bit, I'm sure you've seen it on social media, where they sing Live Forever and a big, massive picture of Diogo Jota's shirt comes up.
Nah, do you know what it is? Because I've come off X.
Yeah.
So when I need to when something's happened that's a little bit like either controversial or something nice like that, first thing you do is go on X, put it into the search engine, loads come up.
Yeah.
That's not an option anymore, so I miss a lot of stuff. I ain't getting that back.
No, okay, you don't want to go back on X. But they put a picture of his shirt up on stage singing Live Forever. And it just got, as you would imagine, a huge amount of applause.
Yeah.
And in fact, without going, I spoke to Noel. But I spoke to Noel yesterday, and one of the questions asked him was whose idea was that? Because that was a great, and it was both him and Liam that come up with that. So it was just such a great idea.
I mean, that's what you call reading the room.
Yeah. They get a lot of love, as you would imagine. But it was, if you're lucky enough to have tickets, I mean, you're not going to be disappointed. Liam's voice was incredible. It was just brilliant. And to be part of it as well.
What's here this week as well? Kendrick Lamar.
He's where?
He's in Villa, Birmingham.
Oh, you going to that? You must better go to that.
Tomorrow, yeah. No,
Why are you not?
I'm working.
Oh, he's only doing one night?
No, I don't for you. And the first...
You can get tickets for that, can't you?
Yeah, but I'll be here. I won't be there in time.
Oh, I see, right.
The first night I saw, oh my goodness, it looked incredible.
Yeah.
It looked unbelievable.
He's not doing weekends anyway? It must be.
Yeah, I need to check his... I'll speak to him.
Yeah, you can speak to him. Yeah, okay, fine. On the subject of Oasis, because everyone's going Oasis nuts, as you would imagine, let me just remind you the Britpop comeback well and truly underway. You can get your Oasis fix and much more. Make sure you tune into our sister station. That's Virgin Radio Britpop. The station will also be providing the soundtrack for the journey home of those lucky enough to attend the gigs of the century, playing 90 minutes of non-stop Oasis from 10:30 every single night of the week on the UK. Or in the UK. How good's that? So when you're coming back from the gigs, you can stick it on. Virgin Radio Britpop.
I wonder if they're tired.
Who?
Oasis.
I haven't done 2 gigs.
Yeah, still tired. That energy.
See, it's funny you say that, right? Because I was standing for the whole gig, 2 hours, and you
no seats. Oh, okay.
you just sort of, I don't know what you call it, but you're just sort of standing. What are you doing? What's that called?
Well, you didn't sit ups.
No, I'm not that.
Dips.
Just you're dancing, right?
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Sorry.
Saturday morning.
Sorry. I wouldn't call that dancing.
No, but you know what I mean. I'm constantly on my toes.
Do that again.
I'm constantly. No, I won't do that. That's sad dancing. I won't do that. But you know what I mean? I'm constantly dancing, but I can't do it in the studio. But I'm constantly like
moving,
you're using your calves
on your toes, yeah,
right?
They're bouncing.
Yeah, bouncing. I woke up on Saturday morning because it was Friday night gig. Saturday and yesterday, I couldn't even walk properly. It's like running a marathon.
Some sound.
It was an unbelievable gig. The boys have smashed it. It was great. A little hug as they came off stage. Lovely.
Oh, look at you, loved it, innit?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're part of the band? A lot of people say you dress like you're part of the band.
A lot of people say I should be part of the band.
Yeah.
But no. You know, like George Best was the 5th Beatle.
Oh, you're George Best, are you?
Just saying. Should we start with the show? We genuinely have lots coming up on today's show. We're going to start with Chelsea. They need to raise £60 million after breaching UEFA's financial rules. So, should clubs stop doing business with them?
And it is all over, and Chelsea are through to the semi-finals of the Club World Cup.
Tell you what, I was really impressed with João Pedro coming off the bench, and he must have looked sharp in training, because I tell you what, he looked sharp tonight.
I'm sick of hearing it. Chelsea fans and Cundy and Scott Minto. No, another year, top 4 would be great, and try and win a trophy. No. Chelsea should be going for the title. The amount of money they're spending, the players they're bringing in.
Yeah, Chelsea and Aston Villa have been fined by UEFA for breaching their financial rules. The £27 million punishment handed down to Chelsea is the largest fine that UEFA have ever given out. And they could be fined a further £51.2 million if they do not comply with the rules in the next 4 years. As well as that, they reportedly need to raise around £60 million in player sales in order to register new signings for next season's Champions League. It's all very confusing. Football finance expert Kieran Maguire joined the Weekend Breakfast Show on Saturday. He explained why Chelsea and Villa were punished for breaching financial rules. I think we've got a clip. Have we got a clip? We haven't got a clip. Okay, well, they were, and we have got the clip. Let's press play, shall we?
UEFA and the Premier League have different rules. So UEFA say you can't sell the women's team to yourself and book a £198 million profit. Yeah. You can't sell hotels to yourself. And if we take a look at the movement of Kellyman and Maatsen between Chelsea and Villa, both clubs booked profits on that per the Premier League rules. But again, UEFA say that looks too much like a convenient swap. So UEFA's rules are a lot stricter than those of the Premier League.
There's so much to talk about here, right? It's not the first time in recent years that Chelsea have been in financial trouble. What do you make of the way they go about business?
I mean, I think first and foremost, the most complicated thing is why can't there be a rule across the whole board? Because this is just so messy.
It's UEFA, it's FIFA, it's the Premier League.
They've got to come out of a way, and I understand if you break the rules, you break the rules, but there's got to be a way of appeasing everybody. You can't be like Premier League is not a minnow league. It's one of the biggest leagues in the world. I thought the biggest, the most profitable. So it should, like, if it's okay in the Premier League for them to do that, there's got to be a margin of error across the board. It can't be right. You can do it in your league, but you're not doing it in UEFA. It just doesn't work. But I do think the whole PSR situation, and we've heard Kieran Maguire talk about it before, it just feels a little bit dated. It just doesn't seem to work, like for me personally, because I just don't see how anyone. And I know Chelsea are one of the big boys. Like they are one of the big boys of English football. Won the Champions League a couple of times in recent history. Premier Leagues, they've won the lot, right? I just don't. It's almost like the smaller clubs are. How are they ever supposed to close that gap? Like somehow, I know it's at the minute it's kind of helping the bigger club, but I don't see how the lesser clubs who've got ambition of getting up there can never close that gap. So it doesn't benefit Chelsea having a different rule in the Premier League and UEFA. No, and it doesn't benefit the smaller clubs trying to get back up to where they are because they can't spend any money. Also, they're finding loopholes. They're what Jason Cundy loves this phrase. They're bending the rules. They're not breaking the rules. They're bending the rules. So for argument's sake, selling the women's team back to a sister company that they sort of own is another arm of theirs. It's all very convoluted, but obviously they're not breaking actual laws, but they are sort of bending them right in their favour, which is not their fault. Everyone does that in business.
Yeah, if there's a loophole, then you've got to exploit it, right? Otherwise, close the loophole. So it's not necessarily their problem. I've got two questions for you. One, because other clubs will feel a little bit hard done by, right? They are bringing in more money than other clubs will feel that they're allowed to do. Chelsea aren't actually factually breaking rules, but other smaller clubs will feel they are. Do you think clubs should stop doing transfer dealings with them?
Well, it's hard because they're such a big club. They've got good players, and if you've got a chance of getting those players,
it doesn't matter, does it? Because we've got no morals in football.
No, of course you haven't got any morals. Just say, for instance, Chelsea are really struggling, and they need to raise a lot of money. Well, the obvious one is Cole Palmer, right? Yeah. You're not going to get a club going, we can't touch him. We're not dealing with Chelsea. If you got a chance to get Cole Palmer, you're getting Cole Palmer. Yeah. So
okay, what about... So Chelsea are going to be hit with this £27 million fine. It might be another £51 million as well.
What's that?
Right, that's what I was going to ask you. What's that indeed? Clubs have got to get hit with what hurts them the most, and that's points deductions, right?
I would imagine any football club out there, if you got... And I'm talking about... We'll use Premier League terms because I get it. The further down the pyramid you go, it's a lot more difficult. But if you offered any Premier League club points deduction, transfer embargoes, or just a big hefty fine, they're all choosing the fine.
Of course they are.
Absolutely, all choosing the fine.
Like you could argue, right, with teams like Nottingham Forest who were fined for breaking PSR rules.
And
Everton as well. Well, Everton did get points deductions, right? But if they're going to be hit with points deduction rather than fines, that could damage them as a club, not just failing to get into European football, but also they might not even survive in the Premier League.
Exactly, which is why I think if they start... that's why it can't be fines. Because
it means nothing to Chelsea. Certainly Man City means nothing to them.
You find them $1 billion, right?
Yeah. Down the back of the couch?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll take calls on all the above. I asked the question to Benny, should clubs refuse to do business with Chelsea? You can have your view on that. Chelsea fans, I'm sure you've got your say on that. But also, do you think that a fine, just a financial implication, just doesn't hurt a club, and should it only be a points deduction? That's how we're going to start today's show. We've got so much coming up. We'll talk about the offside rule, by the way, from I think 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock we're doing Arsenal, so a real busy show. But we're going to start off with financial fair play rules. Should a points deduction hit the big sides more than financial ruin? And it's not even ruin for clubs like Chelsea, is it? 03717 223344.
Plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
funky old track, this one, isn't it? From Monday afternoon to Drive on talkSPORT, which is me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent here, and Motorpoint thousands of cars. All at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Head to motorpoint.co.uk for details. Still to come, we'll be asking if Arsenal can afford to let Ethan Nwaneri leave the club. I think that'd be a big blow if that happened. I don't think it will, but
no, it won't.
You get a young kid demanding first team football, you can't have that.
Shouldn't be demanding anything.
No. Just quickly, Mexico defended their Gold Cup title with a 2-1 win over Mauricio Pochettino's USA. That was in the final. Time for a bit of tennis update. We are, of course, in the second week of Wimbledon, watching for talkSPORT, as ever, the wonderful Lisa O'Sullivan.
And watching the third round match between Novak Djokovic and Australia's Alex de Minaur, who is serving to take a 3-love lead in this fourth set. And he really needs to consolidate, having broken Djokovic as he pops down a double fault right on cue. He was in control in that second set, having taken the first set 6-1, lost that to Djokovic 6-4. Djokovic really stepping up, even though he is not well. I think he's not feeling 100% today. But playing like a champion, taking the second set 6-4, the third 6-4, but trailing love 2 in this. So Alex de Minaur still has a point to make it a 3-love lead in the fourth, trailing 2-1 to Djokovic.
Good work as always. Thanks for that. You know, sometimes you watch a bit of YouTube, you go down a rabbit hole, and then you click on that, you click on that, click. I found myself watching Andy Murray's first Wimbledon win. I think it was last night or yesterday afternoon when he beat Djokovic in the final. Right? Didn't he beat him 3-0?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, I forgot about that. Unbelievable. And he went juice advantage before he got it.
It is amazing when you go on YouTube and start. I often do it, and then you're going to go, oh, you're so sad. But mine's
paddle.
Nope. WWE.
You're so sad.
I go back to like Stone Cold, man. Just start watching loads of Stone Cold stuff, and like, oh, honestly, I was watching yesterday.
Go on.
John Cena best entrances. Top 10. And what is this?
There's a joke I'd love to make, but at 4:20 I can't. Spain, they're taking on Belgium in the Women's Euros. It's live over on talkSPORT 2. Ian Abrahams is watching for talkSPORT. He's got the team news. Moose, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Spain make one change from a 5-0 win over Portugal. They certainly showed up on the opening night. Their captain Paredes returns for Mendes in central defence for her 117th cap. Bonmati, still recovering from illness, is again only fit enough for the bench. As for Belgium, they were beaten in their opening game 1-0 by Italy, but name an unchanged side. The facts are, if Spain win again here, they will make it through to the quarterfinals, and they are the current world champions, of course, and favourites to win this tournament. One change for them, Belgium unchanged. It's Spain against Belgium, live on talkSPORT 2 at 5 o'clock.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Now we're bringing you live commentary of both Club World Cup semi-finals this week, including Chelsea's clash with Fluminense. And with that in mind, we've sent Troy Deeney out to New York to soak up all the atmosphere. I say we sent him out there, he's on a jolly, obviously. Let's head over there now, as I say good afternoon to the one and... Oh, look how relaxed he is out there. Troy Deeney. Hello, Troy.
Hello, mate. How you doing? Benty, what's up, mate?
I'm good, mate. You?
Oh, mate, the scenery's lovely out here. How's the weather back home?
Do you know what? It's not bad, actually. It must be... how's your washing been over there? Because there's that basketball top that you're wearing, has it shrunk?
The cheeky.
Nah, I've been in the gym this morning, me and Joe.
Was it
went
close?
for a little run. As you can see, we're looking well. And, yeah, I got the Pradas on as well for you, Betty. We've got the Brooklyn Bridge to our right. The green ladies over there just having a little look at me. The weather's out. It's a lovely day, mate. You should be here. Actually, if you did some real work, you'd be out here.
Yeah, it says the man right by the Hudson, yeah. What are you up to tonight, then? Are you going into the ground? What are you doing, Troy? Tell me what you're doing with your day.
We've got our days. We got here yesterday. We had a little walk around Times Square. Got a little bit of talkSPORT footage. I believe is coming out a bit later on. We had a little interesting interview, mate, with a colleague of yours, actually, the Naked Cowboy. He said he knew you very well from your days out here busking. Got a little chat with him. Been speaking to everybody. And tonight we've got a show, obviously, with Adi Oladipo as well. So we're going to go do that in a bit, and then take in all the games. Honestly, mate, it's a really tough gig.
All I want to say is, right, I've been at talks for a long time. I don't think I've ever been given that gig. New York and that, you know what I mean?
I think, Troy, I think you buy the Thames on green screen.
No, mate, genuinely, I'm very lucky. Obviously, we've got to go to the games a bit later in the week as well. Got to get all 3 games in, both semi-finals and the final, and then do shows from here as well, from the news building in Times Square. So yeah, it's a bad gig, but someone's got to do it, and I'll take one for the team, lads.
Yeah.
As I know you lot don't like flying.
Well, it's not only that, I just couldn't get away with wearing that top. But let's talk about the World Club Cup, because there's a lot of money involved, right? And now we're getting to the business end of it. Do you think that the clubs and maybe fans' views have changed from when the competition started to now? We are effectively, if you're a Chelsea fan, you're 2 games away from winning it.
Yeah, I think so. And out here, the buzz for it is massive. We was going through Times Square yesterday, and it's everywhere. It's plastered everywhere. We went to the Pele store as well, obviously showing all of the jerseys, and they were saying that Chelsea shirts have sold out, Fluminense has sold out, Real Madrid sold out. Weirdly though, Benty, they were selling Arsenal and Spurs shirts today. I don't know what they were about. It's nothing to do with that. So, yeah, it's going quite well. I think the buzz is picking up, and I think for a lot of people now, obviously Chelsea just lost, 51 million potentially with PSR. They can make another 100 million if they win this tournament.
Just a quick word about the weather. Listen, you used to play the game at the highest level, and it's going to get a little bit cooler when the games kick off. But what's it like out there? I know it's hot, but how humid is it as well? Would it be tough to play?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I am leaking for fun, by the way. Try to be cool here. That acts like I'm playing it off well, but it is so hot. Very muggy. But hopefully, it looks like it's going to rain a little bit later, but more of a passing one. But they're professional athletes. They get used to going on tour. Betty can tell you this as well. You go on tour to work in these conditions, high altitude, get the fitness up. So for these guys, they'll be used to it anyway.
Okay, well, listen, Troy, thanks for coming on. Enjoy it. My advice would be, if you've got the receipt for that top, go back to it and buy it in a man's large rather than a baby's one. Thanks for coming on, Troy.
See you soon.
Have a good one. Troy, he's got a tough life, hasn't he, Troy, didn't he?
I'm telling you now, how long have you been? Well, you've been here a lot longer than I have. I don't think I've ever given that gig.
No. Is it New York? I think I once went to York.
Yeah. Yeah, we're playing New York on Thursday, but we'll get you there on Monday.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
God, dear. Don't forget, Troy follows us at 7 with kick-off. He's alongside Adi Oladipo. It's live from New York City.
I've been Champions League semi-final. Arsenal. Got there in the morning. Left the next morning.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's Paris. He's in New York for a week.
All right. At least he's not driving you insane too much, Freddie. Keep it to yourself. Still to come, we're discussing Ricky Hatton's return to the ring. What is all that about, by the way? First, it's time for no Googling. We want to know...
Oh, I like that little pause.
Excluding caretaker and interims, who's had the shortest spell as a manager at a Premier League club in terms of days in the job.
I swear we've had this question before.
I don't think we have. Excluding caretaker and interims, who's had the shortest spell as a manager at a Premier League club. The answer, who do you think it is? No, you're wrong. Say it.
Les Reed.
No, you're wrong. Less than that. All right? Ooh. Yeah, the answer to that and more coming up live and drive on talkSPORT after this.
Just the 97 goals in the last 2 seasons for Victor Gyökeres, who we believe is close to securing a 5-year deal at Arsenal. Gunners' invincible Martin Keown says he's exactly the profile of player Mikel Arteta needs.
This guy is, rock solid. You can play the ball into him. He holds it up well. He has pace, power. I think he's quite emphatic in front of goal.
It looks like Andy Farrell's getting closer to deciding his Lions test lineup to face Australia. He's made 14 changes to the team facing the Brumbies on Wednesday, the game many feel will be the toughest ahead of facing the Wallabies. But how many are in pole position for a test start?
Obviously, you know what the tour schedule is. We're not stupid, but I think, attack it this week. And obviously, if we play well, that'll help the team, but the team has to win.
It's simply not good enough. The words of Wimbledon runner-up Nick Kyrgios when asked about the faulty technology at the championships this year.
This is exactly why I thought that Wimbledon shouldn't be trying to incorporate the electronic line calls, especially. I feel like they almost rushed it this year.
And there's only one winner as far as Frank Warren is concerned when his boxer Daniel Dubois meets Alexander Usyk for a second time next weekend.
If he can get that jab going, that's a formidable weapon for him, and off of that comes the big shots. And I know for a fact, and he knows, Usyk, that Daniel can hurt him because he did hurt him to the body.
Warren also confirmed Tyson Fury's claims that he'll have a trilogy fight with Usyk next April.
Shout out Robbie.
Shout out Robbie, yeah, no problem. Hey, this is Driver Talk Talk, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside. Before the break, asked the question excluding caretaker and interims, who had the shortest spell as a manager at a Premier League club. Right, I'm going to give you a great clue, right? Have you got a pen? Why you never got a pen?
I used to have one, but I can't.
Right, use mine, right? Surname is the TV show that Holly Willoughby used to present where people are skating.
Dancing on Ice.
That's a surname.
His whole surname is Dancing on Ice.
Yeah. Write that down, okay? Well, this could take days. That's his surname, okay?
Why would you go first?
First name is what you spread on toast.
Butter.
No.
Margarine.
No. It's red.
Jam.
Right, that's his first name. Okay?
Jam Dancing on Ice.
Can you hear it? No. Wait, that's his name.
Jam Have I got to say it slowly or anything?
First name is
Jam.
Right.
Jam Dancing on Ice.
Oh, you can hear it. Say the second bit a little bit quicker.
Jam Dancing on Ice.
That's it.
Jam Dancing on Ice.
You can hear it, Ben. It's there. People will be screaming at the radio.
Jam Dancing on Ice.
Okay. You can put
rice.
Hold on. You can put a word before jam.
Salmon and Dice.
Yes.
Go on. No, it was. It was the Jam Sam. That's what... Come on.
You get so excited.
Yeah, because I was like Jam, and it was only
Jam Dancing on Ice.
Salmon and Dice. Yeah,
you got
it. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Look how excited.
Come on.
I've never seen you get that excited with Arsenal score.
That was hard. That Jam Dancing on Ice.
Come on, he shouts. Brilliant. Still to come, we'll be asking if Arsenal could afford to let Ethan Wanyeri leave the club. You like that, didn't you? Right, time now we can get the latest from Switzerland with our friends at McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Yes, of course, the Lionesses Euros campaign got off to a very disappointing start. That was on Saturday as they were beaten 2-1 by France in that opening group game. This was widely thought to be England's toughest game in the group, and they found themselves 2-0 down at half-time, which proved to be too much to come back from. Goalkeeper Hannah Hampton has been speaking to talkSPORT today, and she looked ahead to England's second game against the Netherlands. That's live right here on talkSPORT on Wednesday.
Another hard game. We know they're a top opponent. Yeah, they've got unbelievable qualities in every position on that pitch, and we've got to make sure that we're on top game this time round. Basically, bring what we did in the last 10 minutes of the French game, all the pressure that we put on them, and use it for a whole 90 minutes this time round instead of just the final 10 minutes. But yeah, it's going to be tough. They've got very fast-paced forwards in behind the lines and a lot of numbers in midfield. So, yeah, we're expecting another tough battle, but we're ready for it.
Let's get more on that defeat now and look ahead to Wednesday's game with our England women's report. The wonderful Courtney Sweetman-Kirk joins us. Courtney, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, both. How are you?
Oh, why are you smiling? What's the matter with you? Wipe that smile off your face. Terrible, wasn't it?
I was laughing at you two and dancing on ice.
Wait, I've never seen Mendy get so excited about anything, let alone something that's not actually a football result. Wow. Did you get it, by the way? Did you get it from the clue?
No, I didn't, to be all fairness, so I can't say anything about Benty, but it made me laugh, so well done, lads.
Good, okay, right. Listen, something that sadly did or didn't make us laugh was England's defending. It was really quite poor, actually. We have to start with that game on Saturday before we look ahead to the one on Wednesday. Not the start England wanted. I won't ask how disappointed you are, because we're all disappointed. What were the major problems, do you think, from our perspective?
I think, I was disappointed. I think, they started really well the first 20 minutes, but for me, it's one thing to lose, and we're all going to be disappointed about that, but I think it's the manner of the performance at times as well, and I think, all the interviews we've seen post-match, everyone from staff to players have said, look, it wasn't good enough in that middle part. They didn't stick to the game plan the way they wanted to, but in terms of, there were some issues for the 1v1 defending. That Cascarino in particular was fantastic, and I think we really struggled with France's pace in wide areas, but also it's not just about that 1v1 defending, it's about how the ball gets to that. I think in midfield we weren't quite on it, we weren't quick enough, and the same in the forward line in terms of when we're defending, we weren't quick enough to stop it at source. So they're all things that are going to have to be remedied, because the Netherlands as well, I think Hannah mentioned it in her interview there, that they've got pace in wide areas as well, so it's something that we need to sort out rather quickly.
Courtney, a lot was made of Jess Carter's performance, and I did feel sorry for her, but as you said, Cascarino was going past her. I think certainly the first goal came down that side as well. I mean, is that an area you look to change? I mean, I did feel for her. I don't think anyone defended particularly well either in the back line, but she's the one who'd probably come under the most scrutiny. I mean, what do you do in that left-back situation?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, because if you've got maybe a left back in the squad that's got bags of pace or is a lot faster than Jess, then you maybe automatically think put that player in, but I don't think we've particularly got that. And I go back to what I said, yes, Jess got exposed in some moments. Cascarino's a fantastic player, but for me it was too easy when it was coming from source, the ball's in, whether it be D'Almeida, the right back, or whether it be, I think it was Karshawi in the midfield that kept coming in and dropping in and then playing that ball over to the channels. I think that was a massive issue as well. So yes, look, there is an argument. I think you look at Hannah Hampton, she was okay, played quite well, and Alessia Russo, I think they're the only two really that come out with any credit. So I think that the rest of that 9 can probably sit there, and if they did get subbed out, then there's probably not a big argument to be had. So will we see a lot of changes? I don't know. It's not normally Serena Wiegman's style, to be honest.
I was going to ask you, actually, from that first game, whenever you go into a major competition, it's not necessarily about you must win your opener, but it certainly must not lose the opener. We've done that. It's such a big game we've got on Wednesday now against the Dutch, because I sort of feel if we lose that, we are out of the competition. You sort of preempted my next question with the answer, I don't expect Serena Wiegman to make any changes, but what needs to change? What needs to improve if England are going to beat the Dutch and stay in the competition?
Well, I think we're in a position where energy, I think it was an issue throughout the team as well. We've got a lot of players coming back from injuries that didn't play a lot at the back end of the season, and Georgia Stanway was one of those players. Admitted in the press conference here down in the media centre that her performance wasn't good enough. But also I think it's tough for the likes of Lauren James, Alex Greenwood, Georgia Stanway to come in when they've not had a lot of minutes throughout the season. So for me, there needs to be a lot better energy from a focus and a psychological mentality point of view as well. I think we were the better team for the first 20 minutes, and after that disallowed goal, momentum shifted, but there's got to be that more, for me, leadership on the pitch. You've got a lot of experienced players on the pitch that have got 50, 60. Alex Greenwood's just got a 100th cap in that game, but I think there was a lack of leadership in that moment, and maybe whether it's because the game plan wasn't going to plan, but they just looked bereft of ideas and someone that wants to just take the game by the scruff of the neck. No one really did that for me, so I think psychologically as well, that's something that needs to change for Wednesday.
The start of the game, I thought Lauren James was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Everything she did with the ball, she was positive, she went past people, created chances for people. How important is she going to be if England are going to progress in the tournament? Because I know she played 60 minutes, she's just come back from injury, she's had that hamstring problem. But I think you have to get her on the pitch as long as possible. I know it might not be possible, but I think in this scenario coming up against the Netherlands, there might be no choice.
Yeah, it's one of those now because it swings and roundabouts. I think it's easy to say things in hindsight, but maybe for the first game, if you think, right, actually, we're not going to start her, we're going to bring it on to make an impact, and then it comes out that we get a better result from the game, then you can maybe start her, and it's easier in that perspective. But hindsight is a wonderful thing, and that game is done. We've lost it. So yeah, I agree. Like I always said about Lauren James, if she's 70% fit, you still take her because she's got something that none of the other Lionesses have got. Just that little bit of magic. Benty, those sort of players that you've played with where they do things and you think, how the hell have they done that? She is one of those players. She can win games by herself. So, I agree, it's a hard one. You want to have her on the pitch as long as possible, but you've got to be obviously careful with the injuries and how much can get out of her. So, but she's played 60 minutes, so hopefully she can surpass that. But when I spoke to Serena after the game, she said it was probably always the case that she was going to come off after 60 minutes because that's where she is in obviously in a rehab and a recovery.
One thing about Serena, and listen, we can't question her because she has been absolutely incredible, not just even before she got to England with the Netherlands, winning I think it was back-to-back major tournaments. I look at, and whenever I watch her manage, it always looks like to me that she's got her head, like she knows exactly when she's bringing on this player, that player. It's all part of a plan rather than kind of managing the game. Now, the reason why I asked this question, like Michelle Ajamang, she came on and was brilliant, but she only came on the 86th minute. Now, surely there's got to be an opportunity there to get her on earlier.
I would think so. I think obviously the triple sub as well, there's an argument that you can make that at half time. There's also an argument for Aggie Beaver-Jones to be on the pitch. She didn't even see the pitch. So yeah, I completely agree with you, Benty, and I think different managers work in different ways. We've always been there where sort of you're playing in a team where the decisions that the manager's going to make even before the game's kicked off. Some managers work that way and they sort of have their ideas, and some managers are a bit off the fly, but we all said the same, and I'm sure Tash Dowie said it in commentary. 5 minutes for Michelle Ajiman, what can she do? Well, actually she made a very big impact in those 5 minutes, so imagine what she could have done with 15-20 minutes. She's an exciting player. She's such a raw talent at the moment, and something that maybe could frighten the Netherlands. And as I say, I hope as obviously a former forward as much as you, Bent, that we see a lot more of her because she's an exciting player.
Yeah. Just quickly before I let you go, Spain, the tournament favourites before things kicked off, what was that, Wednesday, wasn't it? I think competition started last week. They're up against Belgium tonight, live on talkSPORT 2 at 5 p.m. Anyone else impressed you from the football you've seen so far, Courtney?
It's been France. France is one. I think that forward line, and actually when the manager then made 3 substitutes and bringing on 3 equally good players, I think that was very impressive. But you're right, Spain, they are scary good. It's absolutely incredible. And for me, it's about the tempo, the pace and the precision around the box in the final third is absolutely frightening. I thought it when I was out with talkSPORT a couple of years ago at the World Cup final, and they continue to do that. As soon as they get round the box, they're so threatening, they're so clinical. Obviously, the strength and depth within that squad is excellent as well. So yeah, they're a scary prospect, and if we are to get out of the group, then I'd like to avoid them for as long as possible.
Thanks for coming on as always. Where are you, by the way? I didn't ask that at the top. We can see a map behind you. I can't see what's written on it. Where are you? What are you doing?
Yeah, so this is actually a map of where the girls all started and their club, which is obviously a nice touch. But we're actually in the media centre at the Lionesses team hotel in Zurich.
Okay, good. What's the mood like? Still spirits high?
Good mood. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
spirit's high. And you know what? Georgia Stanway in the presser said something interesting. She went, I'm fed up of talking. I want to play. So they want to right the wrongs. They're ready for Wednesday. Let's put it that way.
Good. Okay, well, fingers crossed. Keep up the great work. We'll speak to you in a bit.
Thanks, guys. See
Good
you
work
soon.
from Courtney. Yes, we will. That was all thanks to our friends at McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Just quickly, I've got the tennis on here, Benty.
He's unbelievable. Djokovic,
right? He's 2-1 up, and he was 5-3 down. What was the score? I haven't got the score.
I think he was 4-1 down.
Okay, he's just won that game, right? So he's 4-3 down.
Yeah,
he's 2-1.
and he just broke.
Okay, yeah. I was going to ask you, right? When he was in his pomp. Okay. When he was in his pomp, Djokovic, no one was getting near him. No one was getting. He would go on the court, right? And he knew probably before even the ball was hit.
I've won.
Right. And now it's getting a lot closer for him. He's coming towards the end of his career. Was there ever a moment for you in a game where you tried something, it didn't work, or you tried to get to a ball? Was there ever a moment you thought, I'm coming to the end now?
You get a little bit, like, as you get older, you think to yourself, like, in your head, you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I think it's when you see people with less ability than yourself that are just like training and getting about and you can't get near them because they're just so short and sharp and you're like, no. Like in and around the box, ball drops, I know where it's going to drop, anticipation, all that kind of stuff. But it's just the bigger formats.
A lot of your game is pace, right?
Yeah, a lot of games, just like sniffing out a chance.
Yeah. Did you ever feel during a game that you didn't have that pace, that burst of...
Not really, because you kind of change it in different ways, don't you? Whereas I used to do, I mean, if you watch me at Charlton and Ipswich more so, where, oh my goodness, like one goal at Charlton, someone just clears it down the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think I give Mario Milshire like 10 yards and just past him. At them times, it was all like big long strides, big pace. Towards the end, it was just short, sharp.
Okay, weird how it comes to us all, isn't it? When you're in your pomp.
When it comes to us all, you...
Well, not yet. It's a good point. Not yet for me. Very good point. When we come back, we talk about the Lions, and from 5 o'clock, we're talking about Arsenal. Benty thinks Arsenal are going to win the league now. Arsenal fans, you can have your say. 03717 22 33 Arsenal chat from 5. Get calling.
He plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
on talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent at Motor Point Newcastle. Same day drive away available on all cars. Book a test drive today. Still to come, we'll be asking if Arsenal can afford to let Ethan Nwaneri leave the club. Just quickly, former Villa striker. This is nuts. John Duran has joined Fenerbahce on loan just 6 months after moving to Al Nassr for £71 million.
It's crazy that, because I think he left Villa for crazy money, and the fact he's only last 6 months. I always found that bizarre, that.
We've been keeping one eye on Djokovic. He was leading, I think, 2-1, but then he was struggling in the fifth set. Would that be 2-1, 3-4? Full set. Let's find out how he's getting on. Watching for talkSPORT is Lisa O'Sullivan.
And we're looking at a true champion here. Novak Djokovic clearly not entirely well today, not 100%. And yet he has got enough at the moment to get past Alex de Minaur of Australia, who took the first set 6-1 and really should have taken that second. But Djokovic has dug in and raised his game. And he has broken serve and will come out to serve for the match. 1-6, 6-4, 6-4, 5-4 he leads. And rightly he deserves the applause of this centre court crowd, with Roger Federer among those in the royal box watching a consummate display from the 7-time champion.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm going to put you on the spot, Benny. I don't know if you know. How many times Djokovic won Wimbledon, Joe?
I'm going to say 7.
Do you think so? Is it that many?
It's going to be more.
It won't be more than that. Have a look. Google it while I talk about Oasis. Because their tour, it kicked off. Their long-awaited gigs in Cardiff over the weekend all began on Friday night. If you didn't manage to get your tickets, listen up now as talkSPORT can get you in our competition to win a pair of Oasis tickets in Manchester on July the 19th. Plus $5,000 spending money, and a hotel ends tonight. 18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis, OASIS, to 83338 by the 7th of July, 11 p.m, and then you're in the draw. That's 11 p.m. tonight. A text will cost you £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have bill payer's permission, or you can post your name and number to Oasis Prize Draw, PO Box 3190, Colchester CO2 8GP, and it must arrive by 5 p.m. on July the 10th. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Did you find the answer?
7.
7.
Bang on the money.
That's incredible, isn't it?
I said 7, didn't I?
Well done, yeah. Well done.
He's won the Australian one, too.
Yeah, we don't need to know that one. What time? How many times have you won Australian?
10, I think.
What?
Yeah.
He has won it 10 times.
He's won 24 Grand Slams, hasn't he? So
how did you get to 10 from 7 Wimbledons?
He's got 7 Wimbledons.
Yeah? Now you got to count them now, haven't you?
10 there. 3 French.
Wow.
And 4 US.
That's insane. 10. That's amazing. We'll keep it up to date. That is 7 for the match. Now, the British and Irish Lions tour. Down Under continue with another win over the weekend. And, of course, it was live right here on talkSPORT.
A warm welcome, special mention to our visitors from overseas. Enjoy the night, Nandawabi.
We are underway then. And it is the Lions kicking off. Now they have to use it. It's going to go to Tuipulotu. Lovely ball to Jones on his shoulder. Hugh Jones will score. Pass down the left-hand side. Great opportunity for Lancaster. He's not going to be held in the tackle. If you don't know, a Waratah is a flower. They're going forward there, the Waratahs, and they've scored again. Second try for the Waratahs. We get into the business part of this one, folks. He will offload to Mitchell. They feint right, go left. Alex Mitchell with another feint and scores the try. Penny's just dropped on it. He's going to have to pick a player of the match from this one. And it's not going to be the easiest of calls. 3 games played on Australian soil, 3 wins on Australian soil for the British and Irish Lions. They win 21-10.
Yeah, they did. It wasn't fully convincing, but it means that their winning run continues with 2 more warm-up games to go before the first test against Australia. The first of those is against the Brumbies in Canberra. That's on Wednesday. You can hear that one live over on talkSPORT 2 at 11 a.m. Right, let's quickly talk a bit of boxing, because former world champion Ricky Hatton has announced his return to the ring. He's going to fight in a middleweight fight on the 2nd of December in Dubai. Hatton has fought Marco Antonio Barrera in an exhibition in 2022. His previous professional bout was in 2012. Organisers say the contest will be a professional bout, but it's unclear if it will be a fully sanctioned one or if it will have the conditions like we saw when Mike Tyson took on Jake Paul, where there were shorter rounds and a limit on the number of rounds as well. What do you make of this? Ricky Hatton's 46.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, his last professional fight, as you said, 2012. He said he's only lost 3 fights. Now, I bet you can't name all 3. 2 of them you'll be able to name.
Yeah, Pacquiao and Mayweather.
And who's the other one?
It was his last fight when he had that little comeback fight. Was it?
Shevchenko.
Oh, right, yeah.
Shevchenko. But
that was
no,
in Manchester, I think, wasn't it?
It was in Manchester.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, I don't like it. I understand with the money, it's crazy money, right? And someone like Ricky Hatton, who's a legend of the sport,
Yeah.
There's always going to be that temptation to come back. But I always worry about the health, and I don't like to see it. Like Manny Pacquiao, one of my favourite, my Mount Rushmore of boxers.
Yeah.
He's going in for a world title shot. World title shot. Like it's
insane.
It's insane. Like, but you know what it is? People look at footage of these old guys like Ricky Hatton, Manny Pacquiao, more so Manny Pacquiao, and you go, oh my goodness, like we could get that in the ring. You know, that he's not that same person anymore. Like me and you all talk about the Evander Holyfield one, which was awful. Remember when he gets knocked through the ropes?
It's dreadful. It literally was an old man in
We
there.
saw Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't want to see it. I get it. The money's going to be crazy because people just want that one last hurrah. But my thing is about health. I don't like to see.
Yeah, and we know he struggled really badly with mental health problems in the past, right?
Yeah, but also if an old footballer, like who was like late,
yeah,
and you go and they were going to make it a comeback playing football, you'd go, oh, it's not a good idea. He's going to one of the most brutal sports there is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh.
I can only imagine the high you get as a boxer is like no other high in sport, or close to no other high, because so many boxers do that.
Always.
But football, I mean, it's very rare you get other sports people. I'm going to have a little go back. It's only in boxing, right?
Do you know who I'm surprised has never come back?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Go on.
Hold on. You're going to say Cole Froch.
No, there is that.
Okay.
But
Hold on, can I have another guess? English,
yeah. Your mate.
My mate?
He likes you, but he plays here.
Oh, Tony Bellew?
Yeah, I'm shocked he hasn't.
I think he's cleverer than that. I think he knows how dangerous it is.
I know, but still, I thought he could.
But he got to the top of the mountain. Why would he come back?
And Ricky Hatton didn't.
True.
Ricky Hatton got to a mountain.
But cruiserweight is so brutal at the moment.
Yes, it's a tough division, that.
You don't want to come back, Tony. He's climbed a mountain once.
I mean, I would like to have seen Froch, because he would be on my English Mount Rushmore for sure.
Now, I do think that if Froch was offered crazy money for a YouTube fight, he should take it.
But no YouTube's taking that fight.
No, I know.
That guy's a killer.
Yeah, you're going to get hurt, aren't you? When we come out, we talked about Arsenal. One player through the door, well, two, Kepa, Zubimendi.
Yeah, don't forget that.
A couple of others coming as well.
Jokeris en route.
Yeah. You want to talk about Noni as well?
Noni en route?
Yeah, okay, so we'll talk about Arsenal. Bentley reckons they've got a chance of winning the Premier League again. Arsenal chat when we come back. You can get dialing now. You can be first in that queue, Arsenal fans. 03717 22 344. Are you excited about what's happening again at your club?
Just the 97 goals in the last 2 seasons for Victor Gyökeres, who we believe is close to securing a 5-year deal at Arsenal. Gunners' invincible Martin Keown says he's exactly the profile of player Mikel Arteta needs.
There's not a lot wrong with the squad, but they needed to add in certain positions. You know that. Centre forward was been crying out for a centre forward due to the injuries that they had. This guy's, rock solid. You can play the ball into him. He holds it up well. He has pace, power. And I think he's quite emphatic in front of goal, and that's just what Arsenal need. He just needs now to do his talking on the pitch.
It looks like Andy Farrell's getting closer to deciding his Lions test lineup to face Australia. He's made 14 changes to the team facing the Brumbies on Wednesday, the game many feel will be the toughest ahead of facing the Wallabies. But how many are in pole position for a test start?
Obviously, you know what the tour schedule is. We're not stupid, but I think, attack it this week. I think, for us, it's about making sure the team wins. Like, the team wins no matter, and obviously if we play well, that'll help the team, but the team has to win. You talk about personal performances and players stepping up, but, the team has to keep winning.
It's simply not good enough. The words of Wimbledon runner-up Nick Kyrgios when asked about the faulty technology at the championships this year.
It's the greatest tournament that we have in the world. And this is exactly why I thought that Wimbledon shouldn't be trying to incorporate the electronic line calls, especially. I feel like they almost rushed it this year.
And there's only one winner as far as Frank Warren is concerned when his boxer Daniel Dubois meets Alexander Usyk for a second time next weekend.
If Daniel does what I believe he's capable of doing, and he's got to control this fight and do what he did in his last couple of fights, where he got his jab going, and if he can get that jab going, that's a formidable weapon for him. And off of that comes the big shots. And I know for a fact, and he knows, Usyk, that Daniel can hurt him, because he did hurt him to the body.
Warren also confirmed Tyson Fury's claims that he'll have a trilogy fight with Usyk next April. That game between the Lions and the Brumbies is exclusively live on talkSPORT 2 on Wednesday morning.
Welcome back to our number 2 drive on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent here.
I'll drive. Get us there quick.
Okay,
I like that. Freshen it up. I like that. Jack needs to learn off you.
Yeah, he does. Jack needs to learn off everyone. Still to come, we're asking if England have built on their success since the 2018 World Cup. But now, can Arsenal afford to lose this, man?
And then on the edge of the 6-yard box, Nwaneri smacks it high into the roof of the net to make it Arsenal 2, PSV 0.
Ethan Nwaneri, oh my goodness me. I mean, how good is this kid considering he's still so young? He's got to play. He's got to find a way to keep him in the side.
Arsenal 5, Manchester City 1. Ethan Nwaneri with another tremendous goal.
Another good move from Nwaneri. He is illuminating this place.
The Arsenal's Ethan Nwaneri is reportedly reluctant to sign a new deal at the club unless he's given assurances over his game time. He has a year remaining on his current deal and made 26 league appearances last season, but he only started 11 of those games and reportedly wants more minutes if he's going to sign a new deal. Chelsea, there, but there's a surprise. They're one of the clubs sniffing around. Former Chelsea defender Scott Minto joined the Sunday session yesterday. He said he'll be surprised to see Nwaneri leave this summer.
Arsenal fans will be in uproar if that was the case. I mean, he's the Premier League's youngest player, isn't he? He was 15 at the time. He's 17 now. I thought he had more minutes than I thought he would. Amazing talent. And if Gareth Southgate was still in charge, I'd think he'd have a chance of somehow trying to get into the national side for the World Cup.
Is he in a position to demand minutes at Arsenal?
No, he's not. No, he's absolutely not. And he's still really young. And again, we had this conversation this morning. It's like you're Arsenal Football Club, one of the biggest in the country, one of the biggest in Europe. Great place to develop. You're still so young. Forget about the money. I'm not sure it's a money thing because the money will come. But playing time, you've already had a lot more minutes than I thought you would have had in the season gone. And if you're good enough and training well enough, you will play.
Are you surprised that Ranieri's unhappy with game time?
You know, I get it, right? And it's hard because, listen, I've never been in a club like Arsenal that big. I mean, that is that juggernaut of a football club, obviously. But I get it. When you burst on the scene, you play at 15 years old, and a lot of people thought that was a vanity project from Mikel Arteta, didn't they? A lot of people, I think we even did a segment on this show.
I still stand by it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No,
he played 5 minutes and we never saw him for 2 years.
No, because his development. But now look at him.
So it was okay for 2 minutes,
so what
and then he had a 2-year absence.
So what you see now...
It was a vanity project.
It wasn't.
It was.
So what you see now, you see the ability that he's got.
Okay, going back to your original statement, it was a vanity project.
It wasn't.
Why didn't he play any more game time than those 2 minutes?
Stuff.
Absolute garbage.
Not having it.
Absolute vanity.
No,
it was.
It wasn't.
Let's have it. Let's have it straight.
No, I don't think it was. Give him a little bit of minutes now.
You don't give someone 2 minutes and then not play him for 2 years if it's anything other than a vanity project.
Injuries and stuff.
No.
Jack, I was speaking to Jack. He was telling me.
Well, yeah. Hold on. You were decimated with injuries over the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's why he's played last year more.
No.
So
no.
He can't play centre half.
It was a vanity. It was a vanity project.
It wasn't. I'm not having it. So, but.
It
wasn't. What I like. What you get going? He wasn't.
Well, it was. Why wouldn't you admit it?
Because it wasn't a vanity.
You play someone at 15 for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because how does he cope in this environment? He was brilliant.
Why has he never played for 2 years?
Because Jack was telling me development, easing him back, him see how he reacted, but he said he will be a superstar. He's all right.
I know that. But if a manager plays him for 2 minutes, doesn't play him for 2 years, it can only be vanity.
It's not.
So why are you ready for those 2 minutes, but you're not for 2 years worth of football?
Because development.
It's just okay. You're just going to throw in words at the meaning.
But no, I think for Ethan, I mean, what it is, it wasn't because he burst onto the scene, right? Certainly last season, when you saw how good he was.
Yeah, brilliant player, unbelievable player.
So he's probably thinking to himself, and I always look at him and Miles Lewis-Skelly, right? And I understand Lewis-Skelly is older, right? But he's seen Lewis-Skelly get into the team.
How much older? When year is what? 18.
Second.
What's Lewis-Skelly?
I'll tell you right now. I'm pretty sure he's 19. I think.
Okay, so not much older, right?
Right. So Lewis-Skelly is 18. So they're both 18, right?
Okay.
Miles Lewis-Skelly gets into the team, gets his opportunity, and bang! Like not only does he grab it, like he kicked the door off the hinges because now he's Arsenal's first choice left back. There's an argument he's England's first choice left back, and I know it's not fair when you try and compare positions because that position there was an opportunity for him, and boy has he taken it. Miles Lewis-Skelly, he has been incredible. Now if he was the one that was kicking off saying any more minutes than that, I'd be like, oh my goodness. But he's obviously just signed his new contract, so that's fine.
Yeah,
I think for Ranieri, he's looking at that, and it was almost, I can remember coming through the youth team with Ambrose, for instance, and we're getting in the first team, and you're thinking to yourself, well, you're working together, but you're almost working against each other because you want to be the one that gets into the team first. You want to be the one that signs the contract first. All these little variables, even though it's a team sport. And with these two, he's looked at Lewis-Skelly, his mate, and he's got into the first team, and he's playing week in, week out. And you've got your opportunity. You're playing really well. You're scoring goals. You're creating. Everyone's talking about you. And then you're almost going, why can't I stay in the team now? The thing that's gone against Ranieri, I think, is the fact that he plays in a position where arguably Arsenal's best player, Saka, that wide right is Arsenal's best player. So that's why he's not going to jump ahead of Saka. No. And also, I think he could play a 10 Ranieri, but that's the club captain in Odegaard, who last season was poor, but the season before was good, and the season before that was even better than that.
Yeah.
So, no, I think there's plenty of time for your development, and I know it's hard to kind of pull the reins in and go, you're going to get your opportunities, but I don't think the answer for him would be to leave.
If you've got, of course you won't, because you're an Arsenal fan.
Okay, but if he leaves, right, what is the point? Because he's not going to start any other top six side. I mean,
he might get more game time. Where's he going to play?
Okay,
if Saka remains fit, where's he going to play?
Okay, I understand, but he'll get minutes. But my point is that what is the point in him going to, I don't know, Chelsea to sit on their bench?
No, but Chelsea won't.
Okay, where does he start? On the right, he's going to start every week on the right hand side.
No, but I'm not using this as a fact, but we've just seen Kyle Walker sign for Burnley, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you went to a club maybe it's just been newly promoted, or like a West Ham, for instance.
Are you talking about permanently on loan?
Either.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. Right,
Either.
So we both think, right, he is a really special talent, which he is, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not using this to kind of pick holes at Burnley because, I don't know the club, but they are a Premier League club. Do you think he's got a chance of getting to the England squad? like closer to the English squad, playing for Burnley week in, week out, or
not playing for Arsenal,
or getting these minutes, because he still made a lot of appearances last year.
Yeah, but that's because you had injuries. How long was Saka out for? Like 3 months?
A long time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He's still got he got a lot of minutes last season. So I do think sometimes. I mean, he still played 37. He had 37 appearances.
I don't know Wanyeri, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from what I can see, looks like a fantastic talent.
Yeah.
I just worry when you get an 18-year-old that's making demands. I'm like, you earn your football, right? Calm it down. I just wonder. We've seen it before when players. Prime example, right? Cole Palmer wanted more game time at Man City. That's why he left. He's gone on to bigger and better things at Chelsea. Now, at the time, if he's knocking on the door of Pep going, I want guarantees, and Pep's like, well, I don't want that attitude, out you go, or you're not getting them, out you go, whatever it is, off he's gone, and he's proved himself. He's now probably the best player at Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing the two, but what I am saying, if you've got a player, a talent at a club that's making demands and the manager's having none of it, they go.
Yeah.
So but I'm not saying that's the answer, but you can't, if you're a young kid and you haven't got any sort of back catalogue of great seasons in the Premier League, you can't go around making demands, can you?
No, but you can't. But what I'm saying is, Cole Palmer's an unbelievable example, right? But he will get minutes. Like
who?
Wanyeri. Arsenal they went deep into the Champions League last season. They go, obviously, you got your Premier League campaign. They got to the League Cup final, semi-finals. Do you know what I mean? So that's a lot of games. You got the FA Cup. So there are 4 competitions there where he will get his minutes.
Oh, without doubt. But what does that tell you about a kid that's 18 is making demands?
I'm not sure it's demands, but he just said he wants assurances that he's going to play more.
So if you're his manager or you whoever signs the contracts at Arsenal, right, would you try and find some way to write in a contract you'll get X amount of game time?
No, you can't, because I don't like situations like that, because you might be forced to make a decision that you don't want to make because it's in someone's contract. But my point is, I think, right, so Odegaard, and rightly so, has got a lot of credit in the bank for how he's performed since he's been at Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
But last season, as we've spoke about, he was poor, like way below his normal standards now.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Wanyeri, you look at that scenario and go, well, do you know what? If Odegaard starts off the season rubbish again, or it doesn't go well, Arteta might go, do you know what? I need to make a change here. Give him a go.
Yeah.
He gets the opportunity. He stays in the team. Bang. Away you go.
You got to earn your game time.
There
right?
you go.
I mean, no player should have written in the contract.
No,
now you say it like that. No player should have written. You earn it.
Exactly. I love Martin Odegaard. Right. How many times have I come in and backed him to the last season? He was so poor. But there's no reason why, if Wanyeri just waits and he's patient, if Odegaard starts again poorly, Mikel Arteta might go, do you know what? Wanyeri have a go. He gets his opportunity, plays really well, scores a couple of goals, and then he might go, you're in.
Yeah.
Look at Yamal at Barca.
Yeah.
I mean, he's younger. He's 17.
Yeah.
He got his opportunity. He ain't looked back since.
You're right. Okay, we'll take calls on that. 03717223384. What do you make of an 18-year-old making demands such as, I want game time? Just quickly, you confirmed the signing of Zuma Mendy yesterday. Gyökeres looks like he's on the way as well. You've been linked with Madueke. You got Kepa, obviously.
Yeah, listen, Kepa, big signing.
By the way,
Zuma Mendy.
Can I just ask? I was going to put this on the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kepa was 71 million to Chelsea, and you've signed him for 5?
Don't know, yeah.
Is that the biggest fall from grace ever?
Nah, surely there must be a free somewhere.
What? One transfer, then a free?
Like, yeah, one big old transfer, and then you end up leaving for nothing.
You think so?
Remember, and he has played for Real Madrid that time as well.
Yeah.
Kepa.
Okay, go on. Anyway, tell me about how excited you are.
Yeah, very. If Gyökeres comes in the door as well.
You changed your tune on Gyökeres, mate. When we were linked to him, he wasn't good enough.
Maybe Eze as well. Not Madueke. What a player!
Where
he is.
are you getting Eze from? You're the only. I mean, it's not in any cookies. Not mentioned it. It's
of course
not
he has. Arsenal talking to him.
Not recently.
Apparently
not recent. Arsenal.
Apparently they've agreed personal terms. It's just
with who?
Arsenal.
With who?
Arsenal and Eze.
No, they haven't. Gyökeres they have.
They're personal terms.
No, that's you made that up.
Nah, Fabrizio told me.
Oh, did he? Okay, is that Darren Bent understands?
No, but listen, honestly,
what if
Zuma Mendy's in?
Okay, Zuma Mendy's in, right? Gyökeres looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about that. I've seen him get bullied in the Champions League. But do you want Noni Madueke?
Listen, I particularly don't want him. No, and if I had the choice out of him or Eze, I'm taking Eze.
What about Martinelli?
I love Martinelli, but again, it gives you options.
List them 1, 2, and 3 for me.
Eze in what?
Eze, Martinelli, and Madueke.
What? Who do I want first?
Yeah.
Well, first obviously is Eze.
Yeah.
Second is who's the other one you said? Second?
Martinelli, Madueke.
Oh, in order.
Yeah. Why is it so difficult?
No, because we've got one of them.
I know. So if what order? If you had all 3, who are you playing?
Eze first.
Right, he's injured. Who are you playing?
Martinelli.
Okay, so it'll be last.
And then I play Ethan out there.
Oh, okay, so he's fourth. You really don't want him.
And then Ethan gets Trossard, shove him out there. And
then
he picked up an injury.
Yeah.
Bring back Tierney.
All right, and if he can't play?
Calafiori has to be out there.
Okay, fine. 03 doesn't want him. 03717223344. Lots to talk about, Arsenal fans. We'll talk about Wanyeri. We'll talk about how excited you are with these new players coming into your club.
Sorry,
Arsenal chat.
Some of the biggest fall of grace.
Yeah.
You lot signed Pogba for how much and he went on a free?
90. Was it free?
Something went for a free.
It was free, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, there's your answer. Who's that from?
That's a great call from Damo.
Yeah, Damo. Keep your nose out. 03717223344. Arsenal chat right after this.
He plays that villain role very well now. That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
You listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Me, Goldstein, him, Bent, and Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all unbeatable prices guaranteed. Head to motorpoint.co.uk for details. Still to come, we'll be asking if the offside law needs fixing. Of course it does. Just quickly, former world champion Ricky Hatton has announced his return to boxing. Spurs and West Ham remain in talks over a deal for Mohamed Kudus. You a fan of his?
I thought his first season, I thought he was outstanding. Him and Paquetá.
Last season's a bit.
Yeah, he's a little bit gone off the boil.
I think West Ham fans will be more annoyed that they're selling Spurs than the fact they're selling him.
Yeah, but that's happened a couple of times, isn't it?
Yeah, not a lot.
Is that a step up?
Yeah, of course it is. Would you say so? Spurs,
I'm
they're in Champions League Spurs.
I've asked you the question.
Yeah, do you agree with me?
I'm just asking you the question.
I know, but do you agree with my answer?
Yeah, well, I'd rather play Champions League football than not.
So you've agreed. We're into the second week of Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT, Lisa O'Sullivan.
Where I feel I've had the wool pulled over my eyes a bit by Novak Djokovic. He said he wasn't unwell, but he looked like it in his Wimbledon fourth round match against Alex de Minaur of Australia into the quarterfinals for a 16th time. Only Roger Federer's booked more appearances, and the 8-time champion was watching from the royal box. Djokovic says he was uncomfortable with the windy, swirly conditions. De Minaur taking that first set 6-1, but Djokovic coming back, taking the second 6-4, the third the same. The Australian really pushed in that fourth set. He was 4-1 up, but the man with 24 major titles to his name stepped it up once again, won 5 games on the bounce and booked himself into the last eight. He's going to take on Flavio Cobolli next, the 22 seed, should I say, who beat Marin Cilic in 4 earlier. In the ladies' draw, Ludmila Samsonova and Belinda Bencic are through to the quarterfinals for a first time. And right here on centre court, we've got a promising contest between 7th seed Mira Andreeva and Emma Navarra, who's ranked 10 in the world, 10 at Wimbledon. It is 1 game apiece in the first set. Breathe.
And relax. Thanks, Lise. As always, it's a question for you, Benny. Right? As a sports person, right, playing on your own, not in a team, do you think Wimbledon is the best thing to win? So you could win like the Masters at golf. Imagine you're a Brit, Masters at golf. You could win whatever F1 race you want to choose.
Silverstone.
Okay, choose that, right? Or do you think Wimbledon's the biggest thing? You know, snooker, world championships, boxing, heavyweight champion. Do you think winning Wimbledon is the best as a Brit? Not as an Englishman, as a Brit.
I find it hard to go against the heavyweight champion of the world, man.
Do you?
Yeah.
I know, but it's only like boxing fans that love boxing. Everyone seems to love Wimbledon, don't they?
Not really.
You don't think so?
No, if you're heavyweight champion of the world, it just carries some serious weight.
I suppose so.
When you're just walking around, like a different confidence.
Yeah, because you're a tough cookie.
Not so much a tough, but you're just like... Oh.
I know, but winning Wimbledon for a Brit is quite unbelievable, isn't it? When Andy Murray won it, finally, after that...
Yeah, but the thing about AJ, when he became heavyweight champion, people loved him.
Yeah, okay. But we get a lot of them. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, Wimbledon is iconic. I mean, who did we speak to? Nick Kyrgios, and he even said that out of all the 4...
That's the one.
Wimbledon's the one to win.
Spain, they're taking on Belgium in the Women's Euros. It's live over on talkSPORT 2. Big game this one. Right now, watching for talkSPORT is the Moose.
Spain won. Belgium won. Spain ahead, and rightly ahead, because they absolutely dominated the ball completely, and they took the lead a couple of minutes ago. It was a lovely move started by Arsenal's Mariona Caldente, and it was finished by the double Ballon d'Or winner Alexia Putellas about 12 yards out with her left foot on the outside of her left foot beyond the goalkeeper. But Belgium pretty much went straight up the other end, and they've equalised from a corner, and this is terrible marking, really. The ball in towards the near post, and the former Everton midfielder Van Hevermaet has headed the ball into the back of it. I would say for about 4 or 5 yards out. She's clearly the tallest player inside the 6-yard box, and she's headed it home. The game is live on talkSPORT 2. 2 goals inside 2 minutes. Spain 1, Belgium 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new Big Arch has landed at McDonald's with its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
We're taking calls on all things Arsenal. Wanyeri 03717223334. Go on.
So someone's come with a great show. I wish you put his name on it, because no, that's the one. You talk about
Wimbledon
as a Brit. No, don't want to be heavyweight champion.
Go on.
Fastest man in the world, 100 metres. That'd be me.
What, winning the Olympics?
I can't remember the last. Sprinting has been some time.
I imagine we've never won it.
With Linford, was he world or Olympic champion?
He was Olympic. So I think he got. Oh no, he came silver to Carl Lewis, didn't he? Because it went Ben Johnson, Carl Lewis, and then Ben Johnson was.
No, but I'm sure Linford won.
He's got a gold, has he?
I think so. Have a look.
Have a look. Okay.
For the longest time, Usain Bolt's had a.
Yeah. Femi's an Arsenal fan. Hi, Femi.
Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
Hold on. Sorry, I say loud and clear. It sounds like you've got a sock between your mouth and the phone.
I've got Bluetooth on. Hold on.
Okay, take it off. Yeah. Oh, you're doing that, Ben. You can have it. Have you done it? How long is it going to take?
Hello, can you hear me now?
That's better. There you go. Off you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm concerned about Ethan and Ranieri. I don't think he's making demands. I think he's probably concerned if Arsenal signing Noni and Madueke and Eze. He's concerned about his pathway to the first team, and he probably just wants some assurances after the progression he made last season that he's going to get a place. And I agree with him. I think we're signing too many forward players there. I think he really deserves the chance to play, not all the time, but Benty made the point about Martin Odegaard. I thought he was poor last season, and there should have been a time where Arteta rotated a bit, and he could have had a lot more of an opportunity, especially towards the end of last season. So that's my concern.
But with regards to Ranieri, you can't. I don't think you can make demands, whoever you
Not
are.
Demands. You're absolutely right. I'm just saying he wants to know about his pathway to the first.
Yeah, but you can't. What can you say to an 18-year-old? You know, if there's injuries, you'll get the chance. Can you say that? I can't guarantee game time. What would you say?
Okay, but the thing is, this guy is a prestigious talent. You know, you've seen young players like the young player at Barcelona, of Wayne Rooney in the past, who are really, really good, and they've got to be given the opportunity, because I think this guy is a superstar.
And he is a superstar, and it's a really, really good call. But we haven't seen it in bulk product yet. Like, we've seen it, and I love him, Ranieri. I think he's so comfortable, but he hasn't played like a large chunk of games. When I think about some of the really talented young players we've seen, like for me, I've never seen anything like Rooney. At 17 years old, or 16 years old, I've never seen anything like that.
Giggs was similar when he came through United, 17.
A large sample size where you go, oh my goodness, even Yamal.
Yeah,
now.
Giggs was like that. Everyone was saying George Best when he came through.
So, but
it's very rare you get talents like that, and you earn it, right? You have a game,
there you go.
Like Rooney's goal against Arsenal.
Oh my goodness! People forget about his goal against Leeds at Ellen Road, where he's at Everton.
I forgot about that goal.
It goes for about 4 people.
It must have been after the Arsenal goal.
After the Arsenal.
Okay.
Goes for about 4 people.
Show me in the break.
All right.
Still to come, we'll be asking if the offside law needs fixing. First, it's time for No Googling Part 2. We've been discussing Ethan Ranieri, who of course is the youngest player to play in Premier League history. We want to know who's the youngest goal scorer in Premier League history. Do you know that, Benny? Youngest goal scorer?
I think it's still him. What
does his name begin with?
His last name begins with that.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
The answer to that and loads more coming up in the last 90 minutes of today's Drive Time show.
the 97 goals in the last 2 seasons for Victor Gyökeres, who we believe is close to securing a 5-year deal at Arsenal. Gunners' invincible Martin Keown says he's exactly the profile of player Mikel Arteta needs.
This guy's, rock solid. You can play the ball into him. He holds it up well. He has pace, power. And I think he's quite emphatic in front of goal.
It looks like Andy Farrell's getting closer to deciding his Lions test lineup to face Australia. He's made 14 changes to the team facing the Brumbies on Wednesday, the game many feel will be the toughest ahead of facing the Wallabies. But how many are in pole position for a test start?
Obviously, you know what the tour schedule is. We're not stupid, but I think, attack it this week. And obviously, if we play well, that'll help the team, but the team has to win.
It's simply not good enough. The words of Wimbledon runner-up Nick Kyrgios when asked about the faulty technology at the championships this year.
This is exactly why I thought that Wimbledon shouldn't be trying to incorporate the electronic line calls, especially. I feel like they almost rushed it this year.
And there's only one winner as far as Frank Warren is concerned when his boxer Daniel Dubois meets Alexander Usyk for a second time next weekend.
If he can get that jab going, that's a formidable weapon for him. And off of that comes the big shots. And I know for a fact, and he knows, Usyk, that Daniel can hurt him because he did hurt him to the body.
Warren also confirmed Tyson Fury's claims that he'll have a trilogy fight with Usyk next April.
What was it on?
27.
Can you turn that heat on 27, mate? Sitting like,
Jason,
what are you doing to me?
Funny Joe, innit?
Joe just put his hands up going, nothing to do with him. Why? How can anyone in their mind put heat on 27?
That's cool. Take your jacket off.
No, but you shouldn't.
That's what you say to me.
No. If it's a normal temperature, like 22, 21, something like that, yeah. 27's asking for trouble.
Take your jacket off.
I don't want to take my jacket off.
Deal with it then.
I'll deal with you in a minute. Oh, when's Gabby back? Before the break, I asked the question: who's the youngest goal scorer in Premier League history?
It is James Milner.
No. Oh, I thought you got it.
No, I said M, and you went yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd gone V. James Vaughan.
Oh, yeah, Everton. Yeah.
16 years, 271 days. Everton v Palace. 16.
17 hours.
It's too young, though, isn't it?
Nah,
it's too young. 16. You're a little kid. You don't.
Trust me.
Imagine that going back to school. Well, you never went to school in the first place.
Did you? Black didn't you?
Huh?
Black didn't you?
Cool. Well, I'm doing drive time. It's work, isn't it? What are you going to say?
No, but
go on.
Thursday morning, me and you. I forgot to say.
Oh, you can talk about it, can you?
Paddle.
Okay. So me and Bentley are playing paddle. I had to download an app, it's called Paddle Shadows or something. What's it called?
No, Playtomic.
Right. And now you and I are playing. Who are we playing?
Don't know. We'll find 2 people.
Why haven't we matched against anyone yet?
No, because listen, we will. Playtomic, yeah.
Okay.
Thursday 12.
So hold on. So you saying the name of the app, people can go on and select a player.
Loads of people follow me, yeah. So.
Okay. So what's it called?
Playtomic.
Right. Go on that, and me and Bentley are waiting to be. Are we definitely on the same team?
Yeah.
That's done.
12 to 1:30.
Right.
Midday.
Okay.
Thursday.
Where is it at?
Bermondsey.
Right, okay.
Paddle box.
Right, so you and I were playing in that, and we just need 2 people to go on the app and play us.
We'll find 2 people.
Okay. Are you nervous about my levels?
Yeah.
Are you?
Well, you got a picture of Scooter Frank as your profile pic.
Because I love the man.
That makes me nervous.
Why?
Put yourself.
What's not a picture of a paddle racket? Is that what it should be? Oh, he's a racket to prove I play paddle. Is that what it should be?
Yeah.
Were you impressed with the picture I sent yesterday?
Oh, what picture?
The paddle racket.
Oh, that picture.
The paddle racket and the paddle trainers. Yeah,
you mean you sent me a picture of a racket and some trainers?
Well, that racket was given to me by a British number 2, so it's obviously a decent racket.
Okay, I mean, fair play, but I could. Do you know what I mean? It's a ball paddle. I use a ball paddle.
No, I'm just telling you, though. I've obviously got the gear. I might have no idea, but I've got the gear.
I'll give it to you. What's your best shot?
What? Lob.
That's it.
Well,
You
no,
just come
down the
with more
line. Down the line's my best shot. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? What's your best shot then?
Nah.
What is it?
Smash.
There you go. Would be. It's all about violence for you. So to come and have some fun with the best of talkSPORT. First, 7 years to the day since this happened.
In he comes towards the penalty spot and it's in. It's in from Harry Maguire and England lead in the World Cup quarter-final. In he set from Lingard and powered into the net by Dele Alli. England are on their way to a place in the World Cup semi-final.
Managers that have got to semi-finals before people I hugely respect, and to be involved with the team now at this stage is an incredible feeling.
On this day in 2018, England reached their first World Cup semi-final since 1990 with a 2-0 win over Sweden in Russia. Headers from Harry Maguire and Dele Alli sent England into the semi-finals, where they ultimately lost to Croatia. But it marked a turning point for a young England side who then went on to reach the final of the Euros in 2020. And, of course, 4 years later. And it got us thinking, have England really built on their success from 2018? Since that day, Bentley, 2 Euro finals and a quarter-final of the World Cup. Has it been a period of success for England? Because if it was a football club, we've asked before if England were a football club in the Premier League, who would it be? And the answer a few times has been Spurs, right? Now, if Spurs reached the Champions League final twice, what are you laughing at?
Bentley, I'd be worried with that dog profile picture. Proper 6-year-old auntie type stuff. That, Mike, great. That's a great message, Mike.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? What does that mean?
Because your profile picture and your...
I don't care. I'm a paddles on my game. All right? What's your picture of?
Me.
Just a little area where you've... have we? Is it a successful period since we got to that World Cup semi-final?
Successful. It depends what you define as success. Now,
that's the problem, right?
Right. Other nations would define success as winning things, right? So, a prime example: Italy obviously beat us in the
Euro final.
In the Euro final, they've changed managers because they haven't qualified for 2 major competitions, but in that time have still won a major honour. So I guess those nations would define those as success because they're winning trophies, and if you're not getting anywhere near it, then you're failing. It's a weird one because what Gareth did, he did a lot of good things, uniting the nations, kind of making people interested in the national team, people falling in love with the national team again, getting to 2 finals, getting to a semi-final. Was it a World Cup semi-final as well? Mm-hmm. So on paper you go fantastic, right? But then to say that's a period of success is a bit of a stretch. Because Arsenal, prime example, I finished second, 3 years on the bounce. That's not a sign of success.
No.
Is
it? England have done that effectively, right? We've finished second. And it's a great point.
And all you've said to me is about Arsenal, well, that's not success. Like, what have you got to show for that?
But are we wrong in comparing club football to international football, in as much that at club football you can bring players in? England, you're only as good as the players you're allowed to pick from.
And we have got some of the best.
No, we have. Of course we have.
So it's not like the well is dry.
No, but in club football, you can improve your team. In international football, you can't.
Come on. Okay.
No. I'm just weighing up the differences.
Like, you look at the England team we've got, right? Then look at the under-21s who've just won the Euros for back-to-back. So there's players there that are Wanyeri. I don't think he played in the final. I think he might have come on. So you look at the pool of players that Arsenal have got, right? Arsenal, that England have got, and there's more than enough quality there. Like, more than enough. And even when you look at some of the teams that have won major tournaments, like, I think England's quality has been better than some of those, and yet we haven't got it over the line.
Okay, do you think, to sum up, do you think we can only judge success by what we've won?
You have to win something. Someone put here about, and I'm going to ask you the same question. Who is it from? Is John the Swindler fan? Would you take Italy's last 5 years or ours?
You take theirs.
Of course you would. Because
they won it.
Of course.
Yeah, even though they didn't qualify for a major.
For 2.
Was it 2? Yeah. You would definitely take. Yeah, you need a trophy.
You need some form of trophy.
If it comes at the
and it's a trophy that England have never won.
Yeah. Would you?
Yeah,
I think we all would. I think we all. Yeah. But then I could ask you the same question. Would you take Arsenal winning the Premier League, the Champions League if it meant relegation? Same sort of question, right?
I've seen Arsenal win the Premier League before.
Okay, Champions League and get relegated.
No.
You wouldn't. Same sort of question, right?
Remember, my affiliation for Arsenal. No, I know,
but what I'm saying is to win something you've never seen before.
Yeah, it's a really bizarre one, but I just think for England...
Would you take that? Okay, here's my question.
No Arsenal question, please.
No, Arsenal question. Next 5 years you come second, don't win anything, or you win the Champions League next season and you get relegated for the next 4.
No, I don't mean nothing next 5 years.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing that. But my question for England, though, you just said there about the England national team. I would say Gareth Southgate's reign was a very inspiring and happy period, but it depends what you define success by. Now, my successful is winning something.
Yeah, we need to win something. I agree with you. You can have your say on that if you want. Pick up the phone and get involved. 03717223344. Spain have got a very good chance of winning the Women's Euros. They're currently taking on Belgium. They're the favourites for the comp as well. It's live over on talkSPORT 2 right now. There's been another goal. Ian Abrahams watching for talkSPORT.
4 minutes to half-time. The world champions are back in front. Spain 2, Belgium 1. It was a corner by Claudia Pina on the near side, swung to the far post, and the returning captain, Irina Paredes, heading the ball home from 6 yards out. Again, more bad defending from Belgium on this occasion, but Spain deserve to be in front for all the possession and chances they've had. 4 to the break. Spain 2, Belgium 1. The game's live on talkSPORT 2.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new and iconic Big Arch has landed at McDonald's, featuring an unbeatable lineup of juicy beef, cheddar cheese, and its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Thanks, Moose. Still to come on Drive. We'll find out what on earth was happening on White and Jordan this morning.
But far enough away to take about 3/4 of an hour to come through here and stiffen me.
I'm not sure. I want to know what that was about. We'll also be asking if the offside rule needs to change.
And France get away with it. It stays 0-0.
Madness. And we'll have the return of Bentley's EFL corner.
And of course, it's the boot room, and I have a peach of a chat for you today. It's about boots.
Peach of a chat about boots. Can't wait for that show to come back. All that and so much more coming up the last hour drive and talkSPORT. Me, Goldstein, him, Ben. And as I said, when we come back, the bestest part of any show we ever do ever in the history of best listeners. The best of talkSPORT right after this.
Plays that villain role very well now. That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Sounds like a version of Friends, isn't it? The Friends theme tune. I'll be there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard the theme song.
All right, calm down.
I'll be when the rain starts to pour. Or something like that.
What? The rain starts to pour?
Something like that.
The rain starts... I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. Oh, yeah. It's Drive on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent at Motorpoint, new car, same day driveway. Available on all cars. Book a test drive today, so that can't be asking if the offside rule needs to change. It does. I've got the answer for that, by the way. Just quickly, Mexico defended their Gold Cup title with a 2-1 win over Mauricio Pochettino's USA in the final. And, of course, we're into week 2 of Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT, Lisa O'Sullivan.
And keeping an eye on both centre and number one court. Over on number one court, they got underway earlier. Ben Shelton and Lorenzo Sonego, who are the first pair of players to play each other in the singles at each of the first 3 Grand Slam tournaments of the year since 1984. And that was John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors. On centre court, I should say Ben Shelton's leading 2-1 in that. Mira Andreeva's just taken the first set against Emma Navarro here on centre court, 6-2. She's 18 years old and 75 days, and if she can get through to the quarterfinals, she'd be the youngest player to make it since 2007.
Good work, Lisa. Right, it's half-time in our live commentary on talkSPORT 2. Belgium, they're taking on Spain in the Women's Euros. The last we heard, it was 2-1 to Spain. Ian Abrahams is watching for talkSPORT. Moose, is that how it finished after 45?
Yeah, that's the half-time score. Spain 2, Belgium 1. Spain, with pretty much all the possession in the first half, led midway through it. Alexia Putellas scoring from 12 yards out outside of her left boot. But literally 2 minutes later, Belgium went up the other end, won a corner, and the former Everton midfielder Justine van Havermaet headed home from 4 yards out. Spain, though, weren't to be denied a half-time lead. From a corner of their own, Pina swung the ball to the far post, and their skipper, who's returned to the side today, Irene Paredes, headed home herself from the 6 yards out. So at the break, it's Spain 2, Belgium 1. Spain will go through to the quarterfinals with a win, and the game will be continuing in the second half on talkSPORT 2.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? Order the iconic new Big Arch on the McDonald's app. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Just looking at my hair, my hair's looking unbelievable today. Have you noticed it? Have you noticed anything different?
No.
Got a new product on it. Comes out in September, it's mine. Honestly, it looks great, mate. Some days I come and I go, oh, the hair looks good. It never looks worse than good, but today looks something about it.
Does it stuff make your hair look lighter? It looks bordering on...
What?
Like, because I see a few...
No, you don't see a few anything.
Is it grey?
No, there's no grey in there. You can laugh all you want, but bottom line is I'll sue your backside.
Trust me, greasy is the right word, Joe.
Boy, who said die? I've got hair, Joe. Oh, falling out. Oasis kicked off their long-awaited gigs in Cardiff over the weekend, and if you didn't manage to get your tickets, listen up now, as talkSPORT can get you in. Our competition to win a pair of Oasis tickets in Manchester on July the 19th, plus £5,000 spending money and hotels. It ends tonight. 18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 by tonight at 11 p.m. and you're in the draw. A text will cost you £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have bill payer's permission, or you can just post your name and number to our Oasis prize draw, PO Box 3190 Colchester CO28 GP, and it must arrive by 5 p.m. on the 10th of July. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. For full T's and C's, visit talksport.com. Time now for this. Yes, that music means it's time for the rest of talkSPORT and Friends. We run you through some of the recent moments from across talkSPORT and our sister stations. Let's start off with this morning's White and Jordan show. And Jim had some news about a freak injury suffered by one of the production team.
Joe, assistant producer, referee Joe, who was doing his referee tests over the weekend, and did his hammy. And well, our sympathy goes out to referee Joe, who's a few doors down, but far enough away to take about 3/4 of an hour to come through here and stiffen me. He's in some state.
What was that all about? It's very bizarre. What's the weirdest injury you've ever had?
Nearly slicing my finger off with a knife.
You've had repetitive strain from like PlayStation or telephone?
No, never.
Have you not had that?
No, I won't pay for that long.
Oh, you do, mate. You do?
I am in a minute.
What?
I am in a minute. Home Alone, I am in a minute.
You're watching Home Alone again, yeah? Who's your favourite ref?
It was Phil Dowd.
Hold on, what about the fellow on Gladiators?
What's his name? John Anderson?
John Anderson.
Yeah, he's up there.
3, 2. Who on the drive team would you most like to see get injured?
That's not the question.
No, but I just changed it.
Really?
Why would you like to see Billy get
He
injured?
never lets me go first in the quiz.
Yeah, it's a very good point, actually, yeah. Don't forget, White and Jordan return tomorrow morning from 10 a.m.
Over to Friday Sports Bar Weekender with Jermaine Pennant and Adam Catterall now. And the boys were chatting about Oasis after the reunion finally got underway.
This was a rite of passage for any youngster. This is a generation here, man.
Can I be honest?
Don't tell me you're not into them. Do not tell me.
I'm just saying.
No, don't do it.
I'm just saying if I got invited, I probably would turn it down.
Terrible.
Who's the most famous person you saw in the VIP section?
What,
at Oasis?
backstage?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah, can't
it's
be that.
good, isn't it?
What would you do if you saw Pennant backstage at Oasis?
Well, just tell me you didn't want to go there.
But if he was there?
Well, go up to him, go, what are you doing here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's a band everyone loves who you would turn down for a free ticket?
All right. Well, there's quite a few. People like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Did you see them recently with Axl Rose? I mean, he can't sing now. It's quite sad to see.
No.
Like heavy metal bands. Well, I like Bon Jovi.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll go there. But yeah.
Oh, nice.
Is that all right?
Yeah, fine.
What's your answer to that?
What
bands would you not go and see if you had a free ticket? Oasis.
No. Don't forget.
Would you hold on?
No.
You, be honest with it.
I would go. Do you know why I'd go?
No, you're such a liar. You can say it. People respect you more if you tell the truth.
I would go because Noel's a friend of the show.
Yeah. No, but you don't go for that reason. You go because you like the music.
No, I go because I support for some moral
Well,
support.
why aren't you going?
Because I haven't got a ticket. I didn't get a freebie like some people.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. Don't forget the Sports Bar returns tonight from 10 with Jamie O'Hara and Conde.
Right, let's finish with yesterday's final word with Ollie Klink and Alan Pardew. And Alan told a story about the time he took on former Newcastle owner Mike Ashley as squash.
Unfortunately, what I didn't read was his, his history of his life, where he was a squash coach. And although his size certainly doesn't give him the impression that he would be good on the squash court, he had me running all over the place. Ridiculous. It was like man and boy on that court. It was embarrassing.
Did he batter you?
Battered.
Isn't it funny? With games like that, which are incredibly physical, you don't have to be physical.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You can be a short little fat man,
Yeah.
to quote Ricky Gervais.
Just put it in the right areas and they can't get to it.
They can't get to it. It's bizarre, isn't it? What's the next obsession for you after paddle?
No.
So obviously trainers was nuts and still is.
Yeah.
You went through darts and you came out the other end.
I still play.
Yeah, I know, but you don't play. You had your basement done as an hockey.
Yeah, I still play.
I know, but not 8 hours a day.
Paddle.
What after paddle?
I
You
don't
ever
know.
got into squash?
No.
What about pickleball?
No. Yeah, I play pickleball a lot.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah, David Lloyd, I play it quite a lot.
When do you play? Have you got a pickleball ball?
No, at the centre,
Yeah.
they have a pickleball court. They've got 3.
Yeah, but have you got a pickleball ball?
Yeah.
You got a pickleball bat?
Yeah. They rent them at the
I
place.
didn't know you got a pickleball ball.
But
okay.
No, I like paddles.
Who surprised you with their ability at padel?
With their ability at padel.
Jordan.
Yeah, no, do you know what? It did, but he's a good player. You got to give respect.
I can't just.
You got to give respect. My only thing is, I gave him my partner, my good partner.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't give up your partner.
You got to give respect.
Like being a cop in New York, you can't do that. Who was your favourite ever? Or who was your favourite ever club owner? It's a good question.
Club owner. I got on really club owner. Owner.
Right, let's go. You didn't like Daniel Levy next.
No, I didn't mind Daniel Levy. He's fine.
Okay. Who did you not like?
Richard Murray. I like Richard Murray. Charlton loved him.
Yeah. Did you not like?
These are sheep. These are chairmen. But
right.
David Sheepshanks loved him.
Okay. Do you have a nickname, David Sheepshanks?
You're an idiot.
What?
No,
Sheepy. Might have been Sheepy.
No.
Right.
Who else? Owners. I didn't mind Randy Lerner. Got on with him quite well.
Okay. You speak to him a lot?
Yes, but
Hey, Randy. Hey, Darren. How's it going?
When I saw him, yeah.
Right. You've been out
Mel
socially.
Morrison's
You've been out
all right.
socially with an owner. Darren, we're going out for dinner tonight.
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Oh, you can tell me that, have you?
I can't.
Why can't you?
Tell fair.
Why can't you tell me on air?
Because it might have been.
Oh, you were like, you were tapped up, were you? Tapped up. Oi, I'm talking to you. For all the best bits of TalkSport, you can download TalkSport Daily Podcast. A couple of things I've got to tell you. Don't forget to download the TalkSport app where you can swipe between TalkSport, TalkSport 2 and all of other sister stations. You should never miss a moment. And I've got a new podcast. I can legally say this, okay? I've got a new podcast coming out with Jason Cundy. Comes out next Monday. And it's called 21 Minutes to Go. 21 is 2-1. We've uploaded
I know how his numbers work.
But it might be 20 TW. It's not, it's 21, right? Go follow it on Instagram, 21 Minutes to Go. And also there's a little teaser up on Spotify now. All right, 21 minutes to go.
Make sure you dump all of that, Joe.
No, leave it all, Joe. We all make money. We're all part of the same family. It's all good. And when we come back, we will be talking about the offside rule. I know how you can change it, so it's easy. What did you make of that ridiculous decision in the England game? 03717 22 33
Just the 97 goals in the last 2 seasons for Victor Gyökeres, who we believe is close to securing a 5-year deal at Arsenal. Gunners' invincible Martin Keown says he's exactly the profile of player Mikel Arteta needs.
There's not a lot wrong with the squad, but they needed to add in certain positions. You know that centre-forward was been crying out for a centre-forward due to the injuries that they had. This guy's, rock solid. You can play the ball into him. He holds it up well. He has pace, power. I think he's quite emphatic in front of goal, and that's just what Arsenal need. He just needs to now to do his talking on the pitch.
It looks like Andy Farrell's getting closer to deciding his Lions test lineup to face Australia. He's made 14 changes to the team facing the Brumbies on Wednesday, the game many feel will be the toughest ahead of facing the Wallabies. But how many are in pole position for a test start?
Obviously, you know what the tour schedule is. We're not stupid, but I think, attack it this week. I think, for us, it's about making sure the team wins. Like, the team wins no matter, and obviously if we play well, that'll help the team, but the team has to win. You talk about personal performances and players stepping up, but, the team has to keep winning.
It's simply not good enough. The words of Wimbledon runner-up Nick Kyrgios when asked about the faulty technology at the championships this year.
It's the greatest tournament that we have in the world, and this is exactly why I thought that Wimbledon shouldn't be trying to incorporate the electronic line calls, especially. I feel like they almost rushed it this year.
And there's only one winner as far as Frank Warren is concerned when his boxer Daniel Dubois meets Alexander Usyk for a second time next weekend.
If Daniel does what I believe he's capable of doing, and he's got to control this fight and do what he did in his last couple of fights, where he got his jab going, and if he can get that jab going, that's a formidable weapon for him. And off of that comes the big shots. And I know for a fact, and he knows, Usyk, that Daniel can hurt him, because he did hurt him to the body.
Warren also confirmed Tyson Fury's claims that he'll have a trilogy fight with Usyk next April. That game between the Lions and the Brumbies is exclusively live on talkSPORT 2 on Wednesday morning.
Well, Matt, till after our drive, talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein. Darren Bent, that's it.
Yeah, the Rhino still exist.
The what still exists? Rhinos.
The engine.
Did the engine still? What did you say? Play it again, John.
The Rolos still exist.
Rolos still exist.
Yeah.
Of course they do. Although fruit polos don't.
They do. I had one the other day.
No, you don't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. They're discontinued.
They're not.
Absolute nonsense. Where'd you get it? A fruit polo?
Fruit polo.
Liar.
Someone gave me one.
It's on your kid's life.
It's on anyone's life.
What?
I'm thinking
it's such a lie, mate. They don't exist. They discontinue them.
I bet you I can find a shop.
You can't. Right. Okay, I'll give you less 57 minutes to find me a fruit polo. Still to come, we'll have the return of Bennett's EFL corner, but first the British and Irish Lions. They're back in action on Wednesday, and of course it's a game you can hear live on talkSPORT 2.
We get into the business part of this one, folks. Jamison Gibson Park picks, goes round the edge, gives to Maro Itoje, who gets over the line.
See great players performing well, and it gives you extra motivation.
Mac Hansen returns it back in field, and Gary Ringrose will score for the Lions.
You can never take for granted winning on these tours.
It's a fascinating psychological thing about tour life, especially when you've got players from different nations who ultimately all want the same goal, which is to be a test Lion.
You have to stay open-minded, otherwise a closed book is not good for anyone.
He will offload to Mitchell. They feint right, go left. Alex Mitchell with another feint and scores the try.
Obviously, this can be a great opposition.
The Brumbies have done brilliantly. Tom Wright has it. Looking to link up on the outside. He might go himself. Oh, that's outstanding.
But for us, it's testing how we're going to get better, trying to implement our game.
This is the tour now. It's not yet to come. This is it now. This is the present.
If we play well, that'll help the team, but the team has to win. You talk about personal performances and players stepping up, but the team has to keep winning.
We'll have this argument in a minute. British Irish Lions tour Down Under continues on Wednesday. They face Brumbles in Canberra with just 2 games to go until the tests get underway. Andy Farrell has named his squad for Wednesday. Many believe it will be the same side we see line up against Australia. Remember that as well as live commentary of every single game, you can also hear Daily Lions show every morning from 11 over on talkSPORT 2. And following us at 7, a reminder, Ali Oladipo and Troy Deeney, they bring you kick-off live from New York City ahead of the Club World Cup semi-finals. Wait, what were you going to say? You can't find...
I found it.
No, you're lying, mate. The fruit... Because firstly, when we went to that audio, you went, found it, Amazon. And I went, click it says out of stock. You clicked it said out of stock.
This Spar shop has got something in stock.
Absolute garbage. Show me a picture.
There.
Yeah, but that's mint polo.
Mate.
That's mint.
It says fruit. Look.
Try and buy... Hold on. Try and buy one.
What does that say there?
Fruits.
Thank you.
That's not the fruit polo. Try and buy them. All right, try and buy it.
What does that say?
Try and buy it.
No, please read that one. It
says fruits.
And what?
The discontinued in December when, Joe? 2023.
Well,
Can't buy
I bought one last week.
You're such a... Where from?
Spar shop.
Where?
Warwickshire.
I bet there's not a Spar shop in Warwickshire.
There is.
It's a bit generic. Whereabouts in Warwickshire? Roughly. It's quite a big area.
Yeah, near Leamington.
Leamington what?
Spa.
Right, so Leamington Spa, there's a spa.
Yeah.
How convenient is that?
Yeah, Leamington Spa.
There's a spa in Leamington Spa.
Yes.
And it sells polos.
Yes. No, fruit polos.
Fruit polos. So I'm gonna find that number and I'll phone them up. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so when your kids like people walk from there. Now, does the offside rule need fixing? Is one of the questions we're asking now. It's the main one. That's the question some people are asking after Lioness has had a goal ruled out against France over the weekend. England thought they'd take...
finish.
Right, I'm trying...
Sorry.
Do you mind?
Sorry.
Who scored it?
Belgium.
Is it offside?
I don't know. What a goal it might be.
Do you want to talk me through it or not?
I mean, she goes through and what a finish. Cuts across
Brilliant.
the defender.
What a finish.
Cuts across the defender, uses her body, stays on balance and hits it off the inside of the post. It's a nice finish.
Okay.
But
We're still waiting for it to be confirmed. Oh, here's the goal. This doesn't.
It's a lovely
work
through
well,
part.
really.
Look at the run from her
Is
as well.
It offside? No, she's not. Okay, we'll go to the moose in a moment when it's been confirmed that the goal has stood. Back to what I was talking about before. Bentley just shouted all over me. England thought they'd taken the lead when Alicia Russo scored the rebound from Lauren Hemp's saved shot, but it was ruled out by VAR for an offside against Beth Mead in the build-up. But it looked incredibly close when the images were shown on TV, with something that Mead was behind the French defender. You've seen the images. It borders on embarrassingly pathetic.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it?
It does, because that's not what football is about.
She's offside by the cuff of the sleeve.
I kind of see the cuff. Every part of the body which you can score from is directly in line, so there's no offside there. So you're talking about maybe a millimetre. Now, come
and literally, if you've not seen it, Ben is not exaggerating. A millimetre.
It's such an awful decision, and I understand. But you're going to get people out there going, "Well, the rules are the rules, and if he's offside, it's offside." But
yeah, you will.
That's not what football's about. Again, you're talking about. I've looked at the still image. probably about 50, 60 times.
Why?
Because
twice.
Because
60.
Because I did it for the show and I spoke about it afterwards. And
okay.
And I looked at it and counts, by the way, great finish. I just didn't see. I can't see where the offside is. Like, I literally can't. When you look at a still image,
it's the sleeve, the cuff of the sleeve, isn't it? It's the bit that comes down on the bicep.
Look what we're saying.
It's
Now.
on the shoulder. I know.
Look what you've just said.
By the way, I'm not defending this. I'm not. We'll carry on this chat in just a moment because Benty is quite right. There has been a goal in the game. Spain taking on Belgium. I still don't know which way it's gone. Ian Abrahams can tell us more.
It's gone to Belgium. Spain 2, Belgium 2 for the second time. Belgium equalised, and this is exactly what you're talking about. Lovely through ball for Claudia Erling. She held off the defender and finished by shooting with her right foot just inside the penalty area via the post. It went in, but then there was a check for a good couple of minutes for offside. One TV angle made it look like she was definitely offside. Another made it look like she was certainly onside, and it was the latter one that VAR obviously went with. She was onside only just, but only just counts, and in front of King Felipe of Belgium, they've equalised again. It's Spain 2, Belgium 2. King Felipe, though, is not commentating on talkSPORT 2, where you can hear the rest of the second half.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new Big Arch has landed at McDonald's with its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
I think there's been another goal. I think Spain have just gone 3-2 up. We'll cross over to Moose in just a moment. While we're waiting for that to be confirmed, he touched on something there, which is what we're talking about, where the last goal where Belgium scored it to equalise at the time to make it 2-2, she was just onside. And it's all about being just onside or just offside. And this is what people will argue with.
Yeah.
But my problem with it is that's not what we want football. And I've been a big advocate for you're either onside or you're not. And we've got technology there for those reasons, right?
Yeah.
Benty, look at me. It's very difficult to talk to you when you look at the script. Benty?
Yeah.
Benty, look at me.
You've got me.
Okay.
Why
Let's go back to the mood. So you can tell us. I'm pretty sure that goal counts. Spain should now be 3-2 up. Moose?
Yeah, they are. Spain 3, Belgium 2. This is an incredible game of football at the moment. By the way, Spain brought on Bonmati at half-time. Again, it's a through ball, not quite as tight as for Belgium's goal, but Esther Gonzalez played in on the right-hand side of the penalty area, and she's gone in on the goalkeeper and finished with aplomb. Spain 3, Belgium 2. Goals flying in left, right and centre over on talkSPORT 2.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Now, it was a goal in the live game that stopped me talking about offsides. Now it's fruit polos. Go on.
Found a website you can buy them from. Fruit polos, 34 sweet candy, bulk, £6.83. Looking for yourself. There you go. Come on, Ollie. Show Ollie. Go on, Ollie, son.
Why are you getting so excited? The two things I've taken from today's show when you got excited, you found polos and you got dancing on ice. Sam Allardyce. We'll buy them later on. Right, offside. Why isn't it as simple as just your foot? It's clear as anything. Either your foot is or isn't in front of the last defender.
They need to do something because it's just, even with the technology, it's bringing more debate. Like, I didn't mind the situations, and I get it.
Oh, no, I'm joking.
I didn't mind the scenario where, although me being a former player, I didn't like to see when people surround the linesman, surround the ref, right?
Yeah.
But there was something quite nice about it where you'd go, what a poor decision. Like, he's got it wrong. But then you know exactly that it's his fault. With this technology, I think that's why people are starting to get really, really angry, because we've got the technology which is there to help, not to referee the games, but to help people, and they're still making errors. But with the offside as well, I think if you do make it simple like the feet, right?
I've got it there. I mean, I'm going to show it. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. If you can't, then there's nothing I can do about it. But if you're watching on YouTube, that's the French defender in front of you. And then behind the French defender is the England attacker.
Look, I can't even see any of the England attacker.
No, and it's meant to be the sleeve of the English attacker that's offside.
But do you know what it looks like?
But we can't even see the sleeve.
The sleeve looks like it's further in front with the French defender than the English one.
Yeah, but if it was done on feet only.
Yeah.
There's no debate. There's no debate.
So even if you're
I don't get what. And listen, people will say, yeah, but if it's done with your feet, your head could be.
That's fine.
In cricket, right, as long as your feet are on the playing surface, you can lean back past the boundary, you can catch the ball. That's still out, right? For long jump, it's your foot. right? In theory, your arms can be over the line, but your feet. I just don't see why it can't just be as simple as your feet.
Because even if you are leaning, but you know the rules, it's the feet. The feet, you're offside by your feet. But I don't like seeing decisions, and I think it's just a situation of I don't like to see football go in this direction where they're looking for reasons to disallow goals rather than going clear and obvious. Because VAR is clear and obvious, and everyone was like automated offside. But that there, I don't know how they've come to that conclusion. Because I don't think it's offside.
No, and they have gone with the sleeve, right? Now, here's my question. If football teams start reverting to sleeveless tops like they do in Australian rules football, right, for different reasons to have it, then what is it?
If I can remember rightly.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a team in a World Cup.
I think it was the Cameroon team.
Yes, it was.
Went with no sleeves.
Yeah. Oh, it was banned. They weren't allowed to play in it. But they did go with it, right? At a World Cup, didn't they?
No sleeves.
But that's well, obviously, if it's banned, you can't do that. But sleeves nuts. Who's come up with that?
No.
And also, that implies that you can score with the shoulder.
Yeah, which they'll disallow handball.
Well, no, the top part of it is.
I mean, look at the road we're going down. Just go with feet, or
just go with feet. Just if your foot is over or in front of the last defender,
you're offside.
Apart from the goalkeeper, you're offside. We'll take calls on that. That was easy chat, wasn't it, with all that sport happening. 03717 223 03717 Should the offside rule be changed? I think we're good to go to the break. No more updates. It's still free to so much sport happening. Live on Drive on talkSPORT. You do not want to miss anything.
He plays that villain role very well now. That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
like to have a waffle. When was the last time you had some crumpets?
A while ago.
I was going to get some on the weekend and bought some bagels instead.
Bagels unbelievable. Way too hot when they come out of the toaster though. I don't understand why they're so hot.
What do you mean? Because they get toasted?
No, but get it.
You know what? It's 100% right.
You put bread in, you take it out no problem. You put a bagel in, it burns your hands off.
You are 100% right. That's unbelievable.
I don't understand that.
I don't know why that is either.
Bagel goes in.
Might be because the outer casing of the bagel is more susceptible to be burnt. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like the bread bit isn't, is it? The bit that faces up isn't. It's the bit underneath that burns your hands off.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's great.
What do you put on a bagel?
1 second. Quick shout out, someone.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Shout out Rafi. He's my mate Ollie's son.
Oh, your mate, is he? Right, fine. Okay.
Well, Ollie's on his way for under 10 trials at Villa, goalkeeper trials. So his son Rafi's. So good luck.
What's his name?
Rafi.
Good luck, Rafi.
Love that.
All right.
Also as well, green tea. Why so hot?
Yeah, that's an
and thing is, it doesn't cool down anytime soon.
And whenever anyone goes into Costa or wherever, green tea, can you put some ice cubes in it or can you put some cold water in it? Oh, you're right. Why has it come out so hot?
So hot.
Where's the hot button for that? I don't know what. And that's hotter than burning hot water. That is hotter than the water they put in tea.
Right. And it doesn't go down.
Ever.
I don't understand how.
It gets hotter. I don't know how that happens. Good evaluation
but
there.
the bagel one's incredible.
The bagel is unbelievable.
Don't get it.
What do you want your bagel?
Butter.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exciting.
No, eventually, sometimes.
Eventually, what, a couple of weeks later?
Sometimes a bit of grated cheese in it, bit of salad cream. But trust me, trust me.
Getting so excited.
I remember telling Alan Hutton about what dish. What dish did I tell him about?
Joe just said, by the way, producer Joe just said, "This is great chat. Keep it going." Would you believe?
Yeah. There was a sandwich or something I gave Alan Hutton, right?
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was. And I said, "Trust me, if you
a filling,
like a filling."
Yeah.
And he had it, and he went. He never looked back since.
What was it?
I can't.
Oh, you can't give us that story.
No,
can you text him? Will he be able to give you the answer?
I'll ask him. All I can remember is it had something to do with salad cream, and he went, "Benny, I'm telling you now, salad cream is the way forward. Not mayonnaise, yuck."
Right.
Salad cream.
What's the difference between salad cream and mayonnaise?
The taste for one.
Yeah.
Texture.
Okay, so a lot.
Yeah.
You need to find out what it is. Smoked salmon?
No, come on, it wouldn't be smoked salmon, would it?
Why not?
No, come on.
Why wouldn't it be? That's quite common, smoked salmon in a bagel.
I'll tell Huts what it was, but I'll ask him.
Text Huts.
Right.
Where are we at? Oh, yeah, top of the show. This is Drive and Talk Sport with Andy Goldstein, Bentley and Motorpoint, thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices. Guaranteed. Head to motorpoint.co.uk for details. Right, second week of Wimbledon underway. Lisa O'Sullivan has more.
Earlier on centre court, Novak Djokovic booked a place in the last 8 at Wimbledon for a 16th time. He's going to play Italy's Flavio Cobolli there. Currently, American number 10, Emma Navarro, is struggling to stay with Mira Andreeva in their battle for a place in the last 8. The Russian teenagers bidding to go into a major quarter-final for the 3rd time after impressive runs at Roland Garros. She made the semi-final there last year. She's currently leading 6-2, 4-2. And next up will be the impressive men's top seed, Yannick Sinner. He's been untouchable so far. He takes on Grigor Dimitrov.
Good work, Spain. They're taking on Belgium in the Women's Euros over on talkSPORT 2. We went to the Moose 5 minutes ago because it was 2-1 Spain. Then it went 2-2. Then we went to the Moose because it went 3-2 Spain. There's been another goal. Moose, soon you're going to have to take your shoes and socks off to start counting these. Where are we at the moment?
Just after the hour mark, Spain 4, Belgium 2. Spain got 5 against Portugal in their opening game, and they want more goals here. Arsenal's Mariona Caldente is the latest goal scorer. It was a corner played into the middle. It came off the head of a Belgian player. There were 4 or 5 Spanish players all claiming that they'd come off an arm, and while they looked at the referee, Caldente 6 yards out thought, tell you what, I'll put it in the back of the net and we'll ask the question later. Good job she did, because it wasn't a handball and she's on the score sheet. Spain 4, Belgium 2, and Spain are queuing up for more goals on talkSPORT 2.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. When the big match means Big McDonald's hunger, try the new and iconic Big Arch. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
I've got a question for you. See, it's 4-2. Right, let's just say it went 5-4 Spain. Right? What would you rather do? Lose 5-4, so you've scored 4 but you've conceded 5, or lose 1-0?
Well, I'm guessing for goal difference purposes.
No. Just one game.
What you asked me? Would I rather lose 5-4 or 1-0?
Yeah. If you're in a team, what's better?
What am I?
You're the losing team.
No, am I the striker? Have I scored?
It's all about you, innit? No, you haven't scored.
Oh, 1-0.
You're a midfielder.
Don't know, really.
Because you concede 5, but you've scored 4.
Now, if I'm the striker for the losing team, I've scored a hat-trick.
No, you haven't scored many. There's no win bonus here, right? There's no goal bonus, right?
I'd probably prefer the 5-4 if I've got a couple.
Let me ask you this, right? Serious question. You get £5,000 goal bonus, right? Would you rather lose? Would you rather lose 10-9, but you get 9, right? Or 1-0?
We'll obviously lose 10-9. Obviously, it's losing, isn't it?
Hold on, I'm not.
Because obviously losing.
Hold on, lose that. Or draw 1-1.
Do I score in the 1-0?
No. What would you rather?
Nah, I mean, the team's got a draw.
Yes. Let's get the phone lines. We're talking about the offside rule. Dave's a Man City fan. David?
Good afternoon. How are you?
How are you? Are you good? You well?
Yeah, not bad, buddy.
Dave, do you have the answer? Do you have the answer to the question? Why is a bagel burning hot when it comes out of a toaster?
No, I don't like bagels.
Why? Do you like bread?
I love it, but not bagels. It's chewy.
Here's a question: does anyone ever toast? You know the very first bit of bread you get on a loaf.
No chance. A thick thing.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes. Yeah.
Go on, Dave. Go on.
Yeah,
Tell me why.
If I'm hungry, I always go for that. I'll have it. If I'm down to that last bit of bread, I will eat it.
Because you get one at each end, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah. Do you know what?
Dave, the only time I eat that, Dave. Listen,
what's that called? That must be called something.
My kids are like scavengers, right? So that's ultimately what they leave all the time. So that's why
everyone leaves that. Yeah. It's the
You can't leave that.
No, I wouldn't leave it. Don't tell me you go for that bit first.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't take it first.
But you'll always have it, yeah?
Joe reckons he goes for that first.
Yeah. I know he does, but Joe's just weird.
That's when the bread's getting low.
Lot of crust on that, isn't there?
Lot of crust. Thick. Sometimes doesn't even fit in the toaster.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't.
Sorry. Who's cutting the bread?
Ask Dave.
Dave, what are you talking about? How can it not fit in the toaster?
The last bit of the bread, sometimes.
No,
the
you're
ends,
talking... Who's
Dave,
cutting...
Dave,
Are you talking about bread that's already sliced, Dave?
Yeah.
The end part of the bread, the two ends.
Yeah.
Where
I know what an end is.
No, where one side is normal bread and the other side is the outer
I know
crust.
what the end is, Benny.
Sometimes they don't fit in the toaster.
Absolute nonsense.
Ask Dave.
Dave, you're telling me your end bit of the bread doesn't fit in?
Not always, no.
Told you.
How do you know about Dave's toaster? That's a bit weird. Right, what's your view on the offside rule, Dave?
Right, a couple of things. It should always be done by feet.
Yeah.
Because if the attacker can see the ball's coming in, he's going. But because you're going, you're leaning forward.
Yeah.
So you get a drop on the defender.
Dave, it's so easy. It's so easy, that rule to change. And everyone I've spoken to says feet. Why do you think they're not doing it? What's the reason for them not going with the feet?
I don't know. Because as you say, it's so obvious. But my biggest bugbear is now we have automated offsides. You never get the picture of when the ball's kicked. And for me, that's vital.
What, you mean in the frozen image?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't, you're right.
When the ball's kicked.
Yeah,
it's computer generated. With a little computer, you can nudge that little button and that can move it an inch forward or an inch back.
Yeah.
But you need to see when that ball's kicked.
I agree. Dave, great call. Let's quickly go to Phil, who's a Derby fan. Phil?
Hello, Andy. How you doing?
Phil, do you ever eat either end of a loaf of bread?
Absolutely. And I'm going to be controversial and say it is the first slice of bread that I go for.
Oh, my God. That's so weird. I mean, I'll be honest. For years, I threw that out.
Fair enough.
For me, it's just the best one because it just holds in all the butter. You think about it, it's almost kind of like got a coating on it. Holds the butter in, makes it soft if you toast it. Oh, it's gorgeous.
It does hold. No, he's right. It does hold the butter. Do you know what? It might be the greatest slice in the whole loaf. Right? I know I'm putting... Yeah, honestly, because I used to give it to the birds. I used to chop it all up and chuck it in the garden. I think you're right. It holds all the textures you're putting on. The peanut butter, the butter, it holds it all in. The jam.
You put peanut butter and jam and butter on one slice of toast?
I'm putting butter and peanut butter on, without doubt.
And jam?
No, I wouldn't do the three.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
It's almost like a plate in the loaf of bread, isn't it? It's like a ready-made plate.
Get carried away now.
Phil, what would you like to say about the offside rule?
Well, I'm going to be controversial for a second time and say I don't think you can change the offside rule.
Why?
Because if you go... I see your point about going for feet, but then that means that somewhere down the line there's going to be a position that you're caught in whereby the striker's head is leaning behind the defender.
Yeah.
And potentially they could score with a header from that movement.
Yes.
So therefore they are essentially offside, but they're scoring even though they should be offside.
Yes, but here's the point, right? At least categorically you know exactly where you stand. feet. If you're either on or you're off. With this at the moment, we're arguing of a sleeve, the cuff of a sleeve.
No, and I get that, and that's why I can't change, because in my opinion, the only way that you can see this as being truly offside is going back to the old school rule, whereby you had to see daylight between the attacker and the defender. But given the calibre of player we have now and the speed and the athleticism we have, could that be too much of an advantage?
Yeah. What, a whole player? A whole player?
Yeah, the old school time whereby you had to see daylight between the two. And so that's why I don't think you can change it, because anything you do change will just give the striker far too much advantage. I'm trying to think from a defender's position in this point, and if you're the team that's conceding that goal, you're going to be fuming, aren't you, if you get caught out and said, well, he should be offside because his head's leaning in front.
Yeah, Phil, good call. Thanks for that.
Great call.
He makes a great point about the first bit of bread. Honestly,
I forgot. I think that call, that's the first
Yeah, that's the most important thing. We've talked about offside before, but we've never talked about the first piece of bread in a loaf of bread.
Yeah,
it holds all the butter.
Yeah,
I've never, never again will I lob that one out ever. That might just be the best. Just quickly, Joe, who's our producer, I know we're over. Joe loves it, so I'm going to ask Joe. Joe, could you make a sandwich out of both parts of that, and you don't toast it? You can't, it's got to be toasted. You can't make it. That's just insane. That is. If you do that, you're a madman.
It fits in your toaster.
Still to come, we'll have the return of Bent is here for a corner first. It's time for No Googling Part 3. We've been discussing the offside law. We want to know, since records began in 2006-07, blimey, it wasn't that long ago, which player has been offside the most in Premier League history? And it's not Darren Bent. Now, the answer to that and more coming up live on Drive and talkSPORT after this.
Just the 97 goals in the last 2 seasons for Victor Gyökeres, who we believe is close to securing a 5-year deal at Arsenal. Gunners' invincible Martin Keown says he's exactly the profile of player Mikel Arteta needs.
This guy's, rock solid. You can play the ball into him. He holds it up well. He has pace, power. I think he's quite emphatic in front of goal.
It looks like Andy Farrell's getting closer to deciding his Lions test lineup to face Australia. He's made 14 changes to the team facing the Brumbies on Wednesday, the game many feel will be the toughest ahead of facing the Wallabies. But how many are in pole position for a test start?
Obviously, you know what the tour schedule is. Like, we're not stupid, but I think, yeah, attack it this week. And obviously, if we play well, that'll help the team, but the team has to win.
It's simply not good enough. The words of Wimbledon runner-up Nick Kyrgios when asked about the faulty technology at the championships this year.
This is exactly why I thought that Wimbledon shouldn't be trying to incorporate the electronic line calls, especially. I feel like they almost rushed it this year.
And there's only one winner as far as Frank Warren is concerned when his boxer Daniel Dubois meets Alexander Usyk for a second time next weekend.
If he can get that jab going, that's a formidable weapon for him. And off of that comes the big shots. And I know for a fact, and he knows, Usyk, that Daniel can hurt him because he did hurt him to the body.
Warren also confirmed Tyson Fury's claims that he'll have a trilogy fight with Usyk next April.
Driver talkSPORT, me Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside. Before the break, I asked the question, Benty, since records began in 06-07 about offsides, which player in Premier League history has been caught offside the most? All right, I've got a clue. Write it down, all right? I'm going to start with surname. Surname, you know you can get a crocodile.
Yeah.
The other one.
Alligator.
Right, but that's his surname. Write it down, right? But imagine saying that if you were French.
Alligator.
Oh, that is perfect, right? His first name... Remember the cartoon, By the Power of Grayskull?
He-Man.
Write that down, right? First name is that plus the opposite of a boy.
Girl.
Write that down. So it's his first name.
He-Man girl.
No, I said a boy. So you're saying...
A girl.
Right.
He-Man a girl.
Is his first name. And then second name in French.
Girl.
Right.
He-Man a girl. Alligator.
No, say it in French.
What, the whole thing?
No, just his surname in French.
He-Man a girl. He-Man a girl. Alligator.
Oh, you've got it. You got it. You've so got that. It's such a great clue.
He-Man a girl. He-Man a girl.
That's his first name.
He-Man a girl. Alligator.
Yeah. That's so good. Can you hear it?
Alligator.
Yeah. Can you hear it?
He-Man a girl. Alligator.
He-Man a girl.
Alligator.
So, yeah. He-Man a girl. He-Man a girl. Alligator.
Alligator.
You must hear that. He-Man a girl. Alligator. You must hear that.
Do it again.
Can anyone in there hear it? He-Man a girl. Alligator.
Emmanuel Adebayor.
Get in there. Well done.
He-Man alligator.
Good work. Well done. You've got all today. Don't forget, follow us at 7 Andy Goldstein. And Troy Deeney will bring you live, kick-off live from New York City ahead of the Club World Cup semi-finals. You do not want to miss it. They're going to be joined by a whole host of brilliant guests, including World Cup winner and former Man United midfielder Cleberson will be on the show. Ahead of that, Chelsea striker João Pedro has been speaking to Ben Jacobs ahead of his side semi-final against Fulham and AZ. Live on talkSPORT tomorrow, he was asked how he's settling in and his new team.
I'm very good. I'm very happy to be here. Very comfortable. I think the guys, they are very welcome to me, so they are very happy. I think Chelsea is a big club, and my dream always was to play for a big club, to win trophies. And the Chelsea, they have a great team, young team, and I think that's why I came here.
João Pedro Can we go over to him now, Moose? We can, okay. There has been another goal. Spain are taking on Belgium in the Women's Euros. I think we're finding out why Spain are the heavy favourites. Moose can tell us more.
Spain 5, Belgium 2, second game in a row. Spain have hit 5. Claudio Pina's goal is an absolute beauty as well. Ball played firstly inside the penalty area, and then it was laid out to her. She's about 25 yards out from goal, shifts it onto her right foot, and she bends it into the top corner. No goalkeeper in the world, man, woman, or anything is going to save that. It's right in what Benty was saying is top bins. It's a brilliant goal, and it rounds off what is a fantastic performance. 30 efforts on goal so far for Spain, and they've scored 5 of them. 5-2 they lead Belgium. Spain 5, Belgium 2. Game live on talkSPORT 2.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. When the big match means Big McDonald's hunger, try the new and iconic Big Arch. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
I can confirm that even a child wouldn't have got, man, woman or child would not have got to that one. You get it halfway through that, he was like, that's going to sound silly if I say child. But even a child would not have got, that was a great strike. Right goal. Into the corner. Yeah. Brilliant. What is it, 5-2?
You hit 5 in the first game as well.
Yeah, with 10 minutes to go. Could be more. Right, time now for this. Yes, would you believe it's only been away a short while, but it's the return of Bentley's EFL Corner, where we discuss some of the biggest stories from up and down the leagues. And it's just 1 month before the Championship gets underway again. First game sees newly promoted Birmingham hosting relegated Ipswich. Go on, Birmingham. That will be live and exclusive right here on talkSPORT. And the hosts have been on a bit of a signing spree. They've signed 6 players in 6 days. Yesterday, good luck with this goal thing. Yesterday, they announced the signing of Japanese midfielder Kanya Fujimoto. Among their other signings this summer have been fullback Bright Oasi Samuel, winger Damari Gray, and on loan signings of Wolves midfielder Tommy Doyle and England under-21 winning goalkeeper James Beadle as well. A lot of signings they've brought in, Benty, obviously to get promotion into the Premier League, but with lots of signings and big wages, you do put a lot of pressure on yourself, right?
You do, but you've got to be prepared, I guess, for the Championship, the upcoming season. They were head and shoulders above everyone. I mean, we called it, I think, very opening weekend. We said Birmingham are getting promoted. When you look at what they were working with, they were always going to get promoted. They've done it. They won the league comfortably. But the Championship's going to be, I say it most seasons, but when I look at the teams that are in there this year, I think it's going to be a really tough season. You've got the likes of Southampton, Ipswich. You've got a good Championship team now there. Leicester coming down the way. You've got Wrexham, Birmingham coming up with Charlton. Let's not forget Charlton coming up, as well as the teams that didn't make it. So it's going to be incredibly difficult, but you have to make sure you're prepared. They played some good stuff. Chris Davis done a really good job there last season. Like the football that they played, and I think it was one of the opening games of the season when they played Wrexham at Birmingham. Great game to watch, moving the ball around. It was fascinating. So yeah, I genuinely think they'll have a good season. It's going to be difficult to go back to back, and the reason why I say it's going to be difficult because some people could say Ipswich did it, which they did. There was no expectation there. So when Ipswich got up from League One, they didn't even win the league. Plymouth won it. So no one expected them to go back to back. And I think it was almost too late when people went, hold on a second here, Ipswich Town are a really good side, and Ipswich are fantastic. I think Birmingham coming up, spending all this money, the investment they've got, there's almost a target on their back already. Yeah. So, but it's going to make for a fascinating season.
Usually we see it, and we've seen it in years gone by, where it's between 2 or 3 teams that go into the last maybe 6 or 7 weeks, and it's between 3 to fight it out for automatic promotion. I see it so much closer for the whole season. I really do.
You might get 1 or 2 that blast out of the traps and make a real run for it. But there are some big sides in that Championship right now. I mean, you've got the likes of West Brom that are there of the Premier League. Sheffield United didn't make it, lost in the final. They're their big side. Norwich are usually there or thereabouts.
Let me ask you this. When we get into the Championship, right, do you think it's more about the experience of the manager or more about the squad of players?
Squad of players.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Do you know why? Because I've seen managers, Kieran McKenna's a prime example, hardly any experience, gets him promoted.
Okay.
Vincent Kompany, I know he had a bit of experience and elect before he rocked up at Burnley, gets them promoted quite easily. Yeah. So I do think it comes down to, yes, there is an element of you need a good coach and with fresh ideas, but it's about the players.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
So would you have great squad average manager or great manager average squad?
Well, I'd rather have an inexperienced manager and a great squad of players.
Okay.
Because I think Championships, like we've seen it so many times in the Champ, where people go, "Who is this? Who is this manager?" Again, Maresca. Another one.
Yeah,
Gets
you're
the Leicester
right.
job.
Yeah.
But because of the players that he's got, gets them up.
Yeah. We've got to talk about Sheffield Wednesday because 6 of their players have reportedly handed in their notices after their wages were not paid. The club have had a cash flow issues for some time. They've missed payments to the HMRC, and now staff and players have gone without being paid on time for the last 2 months. But there are reportedly multiple parties interested in buying the club. A club as big as Sheffield Wednesday, they can't be allowed to run it like this, can they? How important is it that a sale is made as quick as possible, even before the season begins?
Well, it's sad because Sheffield United it's a fantastic football club with loads of history. Certainly a place that I enjoy playing there. But you're right, when clubs get into this type of scenario, and I saw it, I wasn't there at the time, but I'd just left the football club, Derby County. When I look at what happened to them as well, same thing with Mel Morris struggling to make payments here and there. You hope that someone comes in and can kind of almost save the football club, but it's just sad because they are a big football club, huge football club, great history at that football club as well, and to see it going down the way that it is, it's just crazy. I know, they're mad.
Talking of crazy, Spain are taking on Belgium. Usually I'd cross over to Moose after 6 minutes of not having a goal and say, there's been a goal, but I'd be lying. There's been 2 goals, Moose.
There have been 2 goals. Spain 6, Belgium 3. An unbelievable game of football. First of all, the Spain goal. That was scored by Alexia Putellas, her second goal of the game, the double Ballon d'Or winner. It was a corner that was played into the penalty area, 2 scuff shots, and then she managed to score. And now Leicester's Janice Cayman, who normally plays in midfield for Leicester, playing in defence and probably seemingly in midfield towards the end of the game after a header hit the crossbar, put the rebound into the back of the net. Absolutely bonkers game. Just under 8,000 in tune to watch it, and it is now Spain 6, Belgium 3.
Moose, they're doing a goal check. I think that's offside. I don't know if you've seen the replay. I think ever so slightly she's offside.
I haven't seen a replay yet, but Belgium have survived one offside. I didn't obviously think it was offside at the time, but she was a long way inside the penalty area when she headed it across the crossbar, and the goal has been disallowed. So yeah, it's 6-2.
Okay, thanks for that, Moose. Ever so slightly it was offside, but offside is offside.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new Big Arch has landed at McDonald's with its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Now, just ever so quickly, staying with the EFL chat, talkSPORT understands that Chris Wilder and Gary O'Neill are among a number of candidates for the managerial vacancy at Leicester. What do you make of the names being linked to that job? Wilder, of course, he knows the Championship like the back of his hand. This is what I was alluding to just before, that if you get a manager that knows how to get a team out, it's so important.
It is, yeah. But you talk about, Wilder he had a crack at it this time, didn't quite work, but he got them ever so close.
I don't think he should have been sacked anyway.
No, but it's close. Like, as you said there, remember they had a points deduction as well. I know it was only a couple of points, but still, you starting minus.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't surprise me because that's a big job, Leicester. Big job. Gary O'Neill, obviously, left Wolves. You look back at it now and you go, it's probably the right decision considering what Vitor Pereira did when he went there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for Chris Wilder, if you get one of those two, I think if you're a Leicester fan, you're going to be happy.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because a ball's not even been kicked and the window's still open. But as things currently stand, give me 3 teams that 2 you think will be automatically promoted.
Ipswich.
I've not got to go a whole season of this Ipswich stuff again, have I?
No. Oh, cramp. Sorry. Ipswich, I think, will...
That serves you right. There's a reason why you're getting cramp.
Yeah, Ipswich will be one.
Right.
And the other one...
Apart from Ipswich.
No, Ipswich one.
Right.
I think Southampton will still. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
So Ipswich, Southampton, who's the other one?
What, promotion?
Yeah.
Charlton Athletic.
Oh, so it's just your former teams.
No, I didn't play for Southampton.
Huh?
I didn't play
No,
for
but you did the other one. So is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
Charlton, Ipswich,
Southampton.
And Southampton. Is that honestly what you're going with? Benny, is it really?
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what? I hope both go down. You've made me do that. When we come back, one more Billy will be in the studio for the end of the show quiz.
plays that villain role very well now. That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Drive and talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent at Motorpoint. New car, same day drive away available on all cars. Book a test drive today. Follow us at 7. Addy Oladipo and Troy Deeney bring you kick-off live from New York ahead of the Club World Cup semi-finals. Hashtag jolly. You do not want to miss their show. They're going to be joined by a whole host of brilliant guests, including World Cup winner and former Man United midfielder Cleberson. Now we're into the second week of Wimbledon. Lisa O'Sullivan is watching tennis for us. Lisa?
Yeah, here on centre court, the world number one, Yannick Sinner, just about to get underway against the veteran Bulgarian Grigor Dimitrov. We just watched the 18-year-old Mira Andreeva at the end of her match with Emma Navarro. She was so focused, she didn't realise she'd won. She was standing on the baseline, getting ready to play another point. And she lost it a bit earlier in the match when she saw 8-time champion Roger Federer in the royal box, saying she got nervous seeing him in the flesh and dropped a game. She is now the youngest player to make the last 8 at Wimbledon in 18 years, charming the centre court crowd with a 6-2, 6-3 win over Emma Navarro.
Thanks for that, Lisa. Right, it's all over on talkSPORT 2 in the Women's Euros. Ian Abrahams has been watching a goal feast as Spain have been taking on Belgium for talkSPORT.
It finished Spain 6, Belgium 2, so the world champions are through to the quarterfinals. Alexia Petraeus scored the opening goal and the last goal for Spain. There were 2 goals for Belgium. Van Havermaet headed them level at 1-1 before Paredes made it 2-1 at half-time for Spain. Erlings in the second half survived the VAR offside to make it 2-2. But then Esther Gonzalez, Maria Caldente and Claudia Pina added further goals for Spain, who were absolutely rampant. 80% possession, 33 shots on the goal today for Spain, and they're only warming up in the tournament. 11 goals scored in 2 games. Finished Spain 6, Belgium 2.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new and iconic Big Arch has landed at McDonald's, featuring an unbeatable lineup of juicy beef, cheddar cheese, and its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Now, for the last time ever, Oasis kicked off their long-awaited gigs in Cardiff over the weekend. If you didn't manage to get tickets, listen up now. talkSPORT can get you in our competition to win a pair of Oasis tickets in Manchester on July the 19th, plus £5,000 spending money on a hotel. Ends tonight. 18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 by 11 p.m. tonight, and you're in the draw. A text will cost you £2 plus one set of network rate message. You must have bill payer's permission, or you can post your name and number to Oasis prize draw, PO Box 3190 Colchester CO28GP, and it must arrive by 5 p.m. on the 10th of July. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. One more Billy's in the studio.
Hello.
Hold on.
Hello.
All right. How's your day been?
Really good.
Doesn't matter, press the button quickly. That one. Yeah. We've got to tell John how to press that button over you so no one cares what you say. We've only got about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What, you all right?
Yeah,
okay.
good, you?
What are we doing? Look at Benny. Put your phone down. What's the matter with you? Oh, paddle, mates.
I was having a look, actually.
I know, you're sad, man. All right, we'll have people to play. Don't worry, Thursday.
What about that?
What are we doing, Bill?
The quiz actually is all about Oasis.
Oh, okay.
Because they're back.
Is it a drink?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah,
well, maybe.
I was there. I told you I was there Friday night for the first one.
Well, a lot of people made reference that you was in the nosebleed section, so I was thought.
Well, that's where the VIP seats are.
Usually VIP is the best seats in the house.
No, they are.
You were sitting on the roof.
They are in a stadium.
You know what I mean, Bill?
In a stadium.
Have you had VIP tickets sitting on the roof?
Ricky Hatton was behind me and Danny Dyer was in front of me, so you be the judge. Get on with it.
Well, sorry. Where does Robbie put you?
Huh? It's exactly the same seats.
No,
in a stadium. I swear to God.
I've seen you on Robbie's stage.
Oh, yeah, that's different. If I'm stage, yeah, that's different.
What do you rather, Bill? Stage or roof?
Yeah, but you can't hear music on the stage.
Yeah, but you're there to support your mate.
Yeah, I know, but you can't hear music on the stage.
What a guy, Robbie.
Cool. He's a guy. We love him, Robbie.
Andy, do you want to go first?
No, I love him.
Yeah.
What number's higher, the world's population or Oasis's total number of streams on Spotify?
World's population, 8 billion.
It's Oasis.
How many?
It was always going to be Oasis.
8.6 bill.
Wow.
I think Wonderwall's got like 2 bill.
Oh, I didn't know.
Has it?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez.
What, today?
Yeah.
It was going to be today. Go on then.
Benty, who's taller, Noel or Liam?
Liam.
A, Noel, B, Liam.
Liam.
Yeah, it is Liam. How tall?
6'2".
He's not 6'2". I bet he's 6. Well, I bet he's 6
I'm going to go
foot.
6 foot.
5'11".
No, he's not. He's taller than me.
But
Who knows?
Andy, which of these Oasis songs was not written by Liam? Songbird, Little James, or Lila?
Lila.
Correct. Yeah, he wrote 2 of them. Not
thanks.
that one though. Benty, Noel and Liam both have 4 letters. Give me 5.
Brilliant.
5 more names with 4 letters in.
That's
Mark.
Yeah.
Yep.
John.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul.
Yeah. This is
How many
good. You
did you
struggle.
say?
This is going to ask one.
Just 2 more.
Go on.
Neve. I know my mate's daughter's called Neve. Neve.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
One more. Struggle. He's such a struggle.
Dave.
That's not his name. It's David.
No, Dave.
But Dave's not a name.
No, it is his name.
Okay, fine.
Shout out Dave.
Yeah, fair enough. Well done.
Dave.
God, usually you could have had, and then you could rattle off 100 names.
Billy was in there, wasn't it? No, it's
5.
Bill. No, my mate's got 1 L.
Bill.
My mate's got 1 L.
Oh, okay. What's his name?
Billy.
Right, okay.
Could have had Andy though.
Yeah, you could have had that, yeah.
His name's Andrew.
Last question.
Andy,
Have you got one question we can both try and guess the answer?
Yes.
Okay, ready, Bernie?
Oasis are no stranger to the charts. Which of these had the most UK top 40 hits? Both have a guess. Beatles, Elvis, Madonna.
Elvis.
UK?
Yeah.
Madonna.
It was Elvis. It says he had 139. I don't know.
What, UK hit?
Yeah.
You didn't have that many songs?
You did,
Yeah, I
mate.
know.
You did. Shout out Elvis.
Yeah,
God bless your soul.
I'm a bit suspicious.
Very good.
It's an Elvis song. Right, we're back tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Thanks for listening. Have a lovely day. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.